So, yeah, you guys were just about to leave Eastmark's manor. And unless there was anything you wanted to do in Barovia, you were going to head southwest out of town, following the old Slavic road. Now, couple of housekeeping things to bring up. One, Doug and Seth both ate some of the delicious pie that the old lady sold, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing.
That was a long time ago, though.
Well, actually, in game terms, it was only yesterday.
Yesterday.
No.
That's so weird. We did so much.
Okay.
So you've only slept once. So here's the thing. You both had incredibly good night's sleeps the night before, and you're feeling exceptionally virile today.
Okay.
So if you would, Douglas, roll a d8.
Get that 20.
Okay.
All right, well.
And Seth, roll a d8.
Right? Oh my god.
Oh, no.
What the hell?
Okay.
Both have
Good or
better-
bad?
It's gonna be a rough session.
Well, in that case, both of you have an extra hit point. It's a temporary hit point.
Wow.
Oh, yay.
I'll tell
Lucky.
I'll tell you when it goes away. Unfortunately, it's only 1. It could have been 8. But there we go. But yeah, you slept an incredible 8 hours. And when you woke up, you feel very well rested. As I said, you've got an extra temporary hit point. Question: how many pies did you guys buy? I don't recall. Or was it only? Was
Well,
it
we bought
4? You bought
or
4.
3. Right?
I can't remember. Did anybody write down how many pies they bought?
No, if we...
Was not there.
Did anyone put them on their inventory?
All I know is you guys force fed one of the pies to me, so I didn't like keep track.
You loved it.
Well, I got a 10 hit points.
Well, how many flavors did she have? Because I think
She had
pie
she had
and
about
fruit.
4. I think she had about 4 different flavors
I
of
think
pie.
One of
we
each?
agreed to get one of each.
Okay,
That's
so
what
we
Doug
can
would
say.
do.
And did you consume? I mean, they're this sort of size pie.
I probably ate the chocolate one. Full stop.
So, so you ate probably. Did you both eat a whole pie? We can say.
I would eat the apple.
Okay, so you've got a couple of pies left then. There we go. So just make sure somebody notes that they have those pies on their inventory. Whoever has them.
I can do that. Add equipment pie.
It's not Trip. Trip is averse to the pies. Trip hates that we have the pies.
2 pies, you said?
Yeah, 2.
Alrighty. Then that is good enough. Okay, so yeah. Other than that, you both probably, as I said, feeling very, very well rested. What do you guys want to do?
Leave.
I think we're going
Yep.
to. Yeah, we had just washed up.
Okay, and you have Irina Kolyana traveling with you. Okay. So, heading out of town we go. Let me go ahead and move you to this Barovian map. And you will find yourselves sort of kind of up in the top right-hand corner. More or less. There you are. And there is the village of Barovia, and as I said, you guys are heading southwest. Okay. This is a good opportunity if any of you want to talk to Irina, discuss anything with Irina. You have quite a hefty several days worth of journey ahead of you. Initially, Irina will once you get out of earshot of the village, two things. You notice that she constantly keeps looking at the woods and eyeing the woods and the open plains and stuff like that. Like she's clearly very weary of her surroundings. The second thing is she is really just observing the family dynamic initially. Finding out where the pecking order is, who seems to be the patriarch of the family, who seems to be, the most vocal and stuff like that. So unless any of you want to deliberately speak to her, she is going to keep herself to herself. And you'll notice that her position in the party drifts. Like, sometimes she's near the front, sometimes she's near the back, other times she's walking amongst the kids and stuff like that. But other than that, she seems to be very observant, listening, watching everything that's going on all around her.
So I will just say that for the first part of this journey, until something drastically changes, I'm staying towards the back. Okay. And my head is kind of low, and I'm kind of kicking at the ground as I walk. Not exactly happy with my performance of late. So I'm a little depressed, a little sad. At least it's how I'm walking. I'm not saying much.
Okay.
I'm going to come up to my brother.
Which one?
Trip. While at a point where Irina is kind of farther away from us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna walk up to him and kind of whisper, "Do you think we should ask her about the March of the Dead? Maybe who she lost? She seemed to want to watch it."
Well, I mean, it would be kind of rude to pry. Maybe after some level of trust is a thing. I understand you spend a lot of time at home. Haven't really spent as much time around people. Yeah. Generally, you don't just go, "Hey, where's that open wound of yours? Let me pour salt in it."
I tried that last night and it did not go well.
Yeah, it doesn't usually go well. So, normally you want to establish a rapport, some kind of understanding. You'll probably want to communicate with her about other things. Maybe ask her more about the local history of the land and stuff. You're very learned as a person. It would fit you to try and seek more information about where we are. And one thing might lead to another. You two could kiss. I don't know.
I wasn't thinking in that direction, but I am curious where she got her cloak. It looks nice.
No, it's probably the same place I got mine, because I'm wearing one that I took from the house.
Oh, that's right.
But you just be nice, figure it out, But actually nice, like you're trying to impress her, not like you are with us. Because usually when you're nice with us, it's like you take a break from what you would normally be talking about.
Smiling does not come naturally.
Right. So you might need to take a couple of breaks from talking to her in between, and that's okay. No hurry. We have plenty of time.
Thank you, Trip.
Yeah. And if it gets bad, let me know. I'll try to help.
Right. Okay.
All right, so you guys are really just going to all just wander along in silence then, huh?
I mean, I could play music, but I'm seeing her staring off into the woods and looking around, and it's like, if at this point a bard starts laying out some songs, we're just attracting attention of whatever she's keeping an eye out for. So yeah, Trip is probably going to keep quiet.
Okay.
I will trot up to her and be like, I'll say, "Hello. What danger is afoot that we should be looking out for?"
Okay. She will kind of look down at you and smile. With a kind of an overly large, beaming smile, and she says, "You're the one they call Gemma, yes?"
Correct.
Well, little girl, inside the woods there can be wolves, there can be strange swarms of bats, rats, vermin, bears. Sometimes you can hear the strange cries of revenant spirits. It has been known that strange lights can be seen in the woods that would lure a weary traveller to his doom. And there are also strangers that sometimes travel off of the main roads, some of which can transform from man to beast and must not be trusted. Altogether, the woods are a dangerous place for anybody, let alone a small and delicious-looking girl such as yourself. And then she kind of like gives a light-hearted laugh.
I am 19 years old, I think.
You think?
Something like that, around there, okay? That doesn't scare me. Did you say lights?
Yes, sometimes at night, in amongst the mists, you will see lights that dance, trying to draw the attention of the weary traveller off the road.
Yeah.
They have a way of
Okay.
mesmerizing the weak-willed.
I'm gonna start walking more slowly so I start to lag behind her.
Okay.
And then quickly walk over to where my dad is and just hang out there and not say anything. Just kind of look a little more paranoid.
So when you do that, that's kind of like, you kind of like, anybody else that's observing, you're working away from her, so you probably don't notice, but
Yeah.
anybody that's kind of around will kind of see her nod, as if she's just put some things together. And at that point, she's going to kind of move up and start walking closer to Doug. And after just a few minutes, she says, "So how do you feel about bringing your family to such a pleasant place?"
Well, we didn't intend to come here. We had different vacation plans.
You're very quiet, Crispy.
I tried to tell her.
Very quiet.
The wind is super loud in my ear, so I don't even know.
The wind is very loud, yes.
It is very loud. I can't tell how loud I'm talking. But I will turn myself up too. Okay, how's that?
Much better. There we
Better.
go.
Okay.
All right, sorry to interrupt you.
That's fine. We didn't intend to come here. We had a different vacation in mind, and just kind of fell into it. But I think we're doing a pretty good job of making it still a family bonding trip, just like I planned. So yeah, I feel pretty.
Do you need me?
No, sorry. I said just the one P, just the one.
Oh, okay.
I feel pretty confident. My kiddos are they're really clever. And getting to see them in this way is pretty. It's pretty eye opening. So I think we're making a good trip out of it. I think. Again, just one P.
Well, family is so important, after all.
Absolutely.
And I am sure for a family vacation that there would be more desirable places, but It lightens my heart to know that you are choosing to make the most of this.
You know, that's what you got to do when life gives you good berries. You know, you got to just mash them up and eat them. So that's what I was taught. That's what we're. That's
How
what we're
many
up to.
can you eat in 6 seconds?
You know, it's a choking hazard, so I don't want to encourage my kids to eat more than just the one per round. But you know, if you're skilled, you could maybe try a few more.
That's why, because it's a choking hazard.
Yeah, I usually cut them up for the kids. You know, I don't want them to.
Good berry parfaits.
Yes, you know, you gotta dice those up before you send them to school with those. So, anyway.
Yes, well, in my time living in the village of Barovia, you are not the first, and I'm sure will not be the last, that have found their way strangely through the mists to these accursed lands.
Well, I think after we have our chat and get you where you need to go, we're going to have a chat with this gentleman, and we are going to put an end to that. I think we're just going to.
And you will join the march. A pleasant, cold trip from the village of Barovian Graveyard to the gates of Strahd von Zorovich's castle, night after night after night.
Great, you brought it up. You brought it up.
Can we please use like a different word?
For what?
It's, well, the nightly trip.
Yeah,
we're on a journey.
A journey. There you go. It is getting a little.
The procession. Something else, please. It's just like I'm trying to sulk here in my thoughts, and
you're using his name in vain far too often.
It's just sucking me right out of it. You know, I'm getting lyrical here. I'm looking for inspiration, and it's just dragging me right out. So if you could just maybe.
Yeah, Journey, for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Journey.
Okay.
Thank God I didn't name the other one Journey. That would have been really confusing. I never get to talk about it.
Oh, but the theme would have been great.
It would have been. Why did I mess that up? Anyway, no, that's not going to happen. You see, we're not going to be doing any death marching here. So I'd appreciate it if you had a little more faith in. Us in general. That would be nice, since we're trying to get you to where you go. So maybe you try to pump everybody up by having a little more confidence in us.
I have faith that you can get me probably to Vallaki alive, but that is very different than going to the castle and attempting to deal with the Devil Strahd. Aliani, thank you for the resub. 21 months. Take pants up to the hype.
Speaking of, you brought it up first, so I can ask now. Did you know anybody that was in the march? You seem to be looking at them quite in a way when we saw you last.
I have known many people that were in the march. Villagers, heroes, warriors, militia. The foolish, foolhardy, suicidal.
What the what?
All of which have taken to trying to march against Strahd in various different mobs. Some of which, much like yourselves, came through the mists.
Here's a
never
clear
to return.
Question. Did you know anyone that you love?
That I love?
Yes, someone close to you.
To be honest, no. Gertruda, my friend who disappeared, I loved her. My brother Ismark, my late father. There were some that I admired, liked, but never loved. She says, and this reminds me. And then she kind of looks at Douglas, and then momentarily takes a glance at Seth. And then she looks back at Douglas and says, "You have a familiar face."
Who, me?
Yes, I see the likeness between you and the large moping fellow at the back. Are you perhaps brothers?
Oh, yeah, yes, we are actually.
I see. And I have assumed that these are your children, and they are all your children, or perhaps the small one is the child of. And she kind of like thumbs towards.
They're all mine. Every last one of them.
I see. As I said, I was trying to place. Well, I might have seen you before, but while you are familiar, I do not think that it is you that I have met.
Where did you think you met me?
Well, that's just it. I don't believe I have met you, but your likeness reminds me of something. I cannot put my finger on it, so.
Just how charming and easy to talk to I am, maybe? Just
more your
comfortable.
physical features, your face. You and your brother share a similar look that I have seen before.
Well, we're both, strapping young men, and got a good mustache on me, and can't remember if Seth has any facial hair. None on him, so
he's bald as a coot.
Christy, he's a thumb.
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't remember if he had a beard. So I think we're all we're just regular average guys. You probably have seen dozens of men who've got our kind of look going on.
No. There is something different about you. You do not have the same look as those from around here, and you all have more life. Tell me you have noticed it. In the village?
Yeah, well, I felt great this morning when I got up. Actually, that my back has been killing me until this morning, and now all of a sudden it feels better, and that's strange. So maybe I just got a really good night's sleep. I'm just kind of feeling good.
I was referring more to, if you noticed in the village, most people seem to have a dire lack of enthusiasm.
Wouldn't that have anything to do with being trapped here for years and years and years and years and years and
it has everything to do with it.
Okay.
You see, there are those that believe that not everybody in Barovia has a soul. We all believe in reincarnation, and when somebody dies, they return in a future life. But some return without a vibrance, a spark. And it is believed that those individuals do not possess a soul. Clearly, each and every one of you do.
I see.
So it would be terrible for you to die here. Because if you're to be reincarnated in the future, you may or may not come back with a spark. Instead, you may be more of a husk.
Okay. Well, again, not gonna happen. So just don't have to worry about that, because the only husking around here we're gonna be doing is on some shucking corn. Anyway, I don't want my kids to die and have lifeless husks for lives. So again, we're not gonna do that. Appreciate you giving us that information. Why do you think the souls don't go back in their bodies? Well, how does that happen?
I believe it depends in the manner of your death.
Okay.
I do not.
For example,
those that die in unfortunate or cursed ways perhaps do not get gifted a soul. Or perhaps those that fall under the hand of the devil Strahd do not return with a soul. I am not a philosopher, so I do not understand this completely. But I know enough. I have lived here long enough to witness and see the comings and goings. and to know that there are a few in our village that you speak to that seem to possess this spark, and there are more and many that do not. You will find this all over the lands of Barovia, not just in our village.
Okay, understood. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us. Anyway, not gonna let our souls get eaten by him, I think, is the plan.
Then the
right,
plan
everyone?
must be to stay far, far away from him.
Right, as in go back home where we belong, right?
If that were possible, yes. I fear, though, that the two things cannot be achieved together, for only he can grant you permission to return to your lands.
Oh, okay.
But
do you know of
then,
anybody... Oh, sorry.
If
Go ahead.
you confront him, then you will most probably, well, meet your demise.
Do you know about anybody who's ever gotten out successfully?
No. None.
Did they
The
say
only
please?
ones that can travel through the mist unhindered are the Vistani.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll get some of that Bristani help then.
Well,
It's gotta be our best bet.
if that is what you wish, along our journey, once we cross the great river, there will be a path up a hill to a well-known and somewhat friendly Vistani camp. There you could seek the aid of a very wise woman.
Okay. What's her name?
They
The
call
Madam
her
Eva?
Madam Eva. Yes, very good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be. Do you know anything about her that would help us like get a leg up?
What can I tell you of the Vistani? They are the sort of people that do not trust easily, yet will open their hearth readily,
Okay.
but always understand that even the most lowly of Vistani plays their cards very close to their chest. They could smile at you with one look and be plotting your demise with another. You must always keep your guard when dealing with such, especially those that are considered mortu. For the mortu are those Vistani that have been outcast from their own society, much like our three friends back at the village, Alenka, Mirabelle, and Sorvia. This is why they run the tavern, where they are not welcome among their own kind. If we meet Madam Eva or any of her camp, you would do well to not speak of them, and if you do, you should speak of them in an ill tone.
See, I was gonna ask you. So what if we say some really mean things about these ladies? Then maybe they'll
Well,
be
you
on our
must
side.
you
right?
must be very careful that what you say is not a slander on the Vistani.
No, we'll just say like the tavern is dirty and it's not run well, and they only have soup that's weird, and
They spend more time getting gossip than they spend taking care of anything having to do with their business.
that's right. That too.
I don't trust those three.
The potential.
Yeah, we all think they're pretty terrible.
And those three recommended we speak to Madame Eva as if it were fate, which is why I was wary of the entire idea. But
Well, let us say that the Vistani, and indeed most people, will tell you that if you are here in Barovia, then somehow the fates have already touched you. And if there are any that can shed light on this, it would be Madame Eva.
see, that's the thing I'm troubled with. I really like
Get out of my
the
desk,
idea of
boy.
this. I really like the idea of this Eva. I don't like the idea of the other three, and it's all very conflicting because I don't want to fall into their hands, and I don't like the concept of fate to begin with. Ugh. Fine. Oh, does anybody have a word that rhymes with ubiquitously?
Inconspicuously. Is that the word?
Most likely.
Sorry, everyone. He forgot his charger.
It's okay.
It was really wedged in there. Yeah, I don't think Doug has any more questions for her unless anyone else does. I think I'm a little turned off by her demeanor.
Then she will kind of slink backwards and pull upside Seth then at that point.
Right.
When she kind of gets alongside Seth, she seemed to just be gently tapping the hilt of her sword, almost like, not really nervously, but more of a kind of, just as a mannerism. And she says, "So you are the brother. Why do you look so sad?"
You'll find out real soon. Hey, Trip, can you mind coming back here for a second? And I'm going to kind of totally ignore her.
Okay.
Even though I'm not saying to get away from me.
Yeah.
But I'm asking for Trip.
Yeah, like a dog to its master, I swear to God. What's up?
You know that Boulder song thing, Boulder of Scarrow?
Yeah, Boulder of Scarrow. Yeah.
You know,
it makes the most money, yeah. I'm aware.
Yeah.
The commercial one always does.
I think we should change some of the verses to better reflect what's going on.
Huh. Like the part where you saved our lives by, shouldering up all of the weight as if, you were poking those boulders around yourself.
No. What?
The parts where you, punched a goddamn child who was trying to suck your blood out in the face. That was pretty cool.
No, exactly. But look, the should you trade fists with this man of renown, you're sure to reacquaint yourself with the ground.
Yeah, that's my favorite bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you want me to change that?
Yeah, I'll punch and I'll hit the ground because I'll be nearly dead. Maybe that'll be more realistic. What do you say?
I'll talk it over with my editor.
I don't get what you're. I'm not in a joking mood.
I'm not either. I don't like what you're saying here. You're telling me that you aren't proud of what you did back there.
Not at all. I mean, look, I put too much faith in the little one, which is my fault. But he said he had a plan to deal with that thing. And then, you poked me and I bled. And then next thing I know, I'm on the ground dying.
We were all surprised by that. We didn't realize what we were up against, yeah.
But none of the things I've fought since being here has been human.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to show my two, meaty fists. Faces I get, fangs and armor that moves by itself, and I don't. Oh, it ghosts, and whatever the thing that that Octavius killed, the fleshy thing in the basement.
Hex isn't a bad nickname for him. We could probably just get away with that one.
Oh, you call Octavius Hex?
Octavius!
Yes.
Can we just call you Hex for short? It sounds kind of cool. It's like it's gonna
you're gonna see him slowly turn away from the party. You can hear him mumbling to himself. He's trying out ways to say it, or how Hex the brave, Hex the unrelenting, Hex the one, Hex the magnificent. Yes, Hex will be acceptable. Hex acceptable.
There he is. Okay, yeah, we can call him that. That's good.
What about Hex?
No,
He's-
don't
He's
do
gonna
that.
he's gonna walk back to where you are all walking at this point since you keep talking to him.
Yeah.
What are my services needed?
Well, no, I just wonder if we could call you Exy too.
Exy?
Yeah. Hey, Exy, come here.
No, I was thinking he could next time he slashes something in half and it's just falling apart, he could just be like, "You got hexed."
Well, my name is, if you think about it, Oct Hex, which is 86, which is what you say to something when it is no more 86.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Right. So are you forgetting that, Uncle?
Sure. I mean,
But
I'm gonna give a sideways glance to what's her face.
Okay, she just seems to be she has a slightly raised eyebrow and an amused look on her face.
Octavius, it's actually good that you're here. Because Seth is having issues with his punches landing hard enough. It's not that the force isn't there, it's just it doesn't seem to be doing the damage it normally would do against a person.
No, that's not my concern.
Any regular person, his punch would just take out.
Are you having performance issues, Uncle?
Okay, you're way too young. What, you're 13 to talk about that? Just saying. I mean,
What do you mean?
We haven't talked. He knows.
It's not that my punches aren't landing hard enough. It's that I'm fighting things I've never fought before, and they're kicking my ass, and it's scaring me. Okay?
So if there's I guess what I'm getting at is if you know ways we could employ his current fight style and just, I don't know, add a little something that would work better against the things we don't know about. I mean, you know the most about him.
Yes, from my readings, I have found that, I believe we went over this, but light or anything that is of holy renown will fight against the forces of darkness. Okay, do you have a way to imbue your meat fists with the shining light from up above?
Yes, they're called muscles.
Muscles are nothing when dealing with pure, unadulterated evil, Uncle.
I mean, it doesn't hurt though.
Here's a question for you, Uncle.
Oh, now you're involved too?
Do you see your fists as weapons?
Do you know me, Gemma?
Just answer the question. I'm trying to
How
figure
have
something
I
out
not
in
been
my
a
head.
part of your life in your whole 19
You
years of
have.
life? I mean,
Answer the question, Uncle.
oh my god. Look,
It's a leading
fight.
question.
I punch, I kick, I bite, and I spit, and things typically go to the ground, or I do. I don't know how to fight.
But Uncle,
Bloodsuckers.
what if these things are from the ground?
No, he's aware of the issue.
Yeah, I
What
don't
I'm
think
saying
the
is
location
there-
of where they.
I don't know how.
we
Okay,
get him
everyone
setting
come back here and
gloves
talk
or
about my performance issues.
I think we're all around you at this point.
Yeah, I think what you got to do is just, are you closing it like this, or you doing one of these? That might have been.
Brother,
If you're doing
brother,
one of these,
don't
Don't patronize him.
Wait, I am curious to
he was
hear.
really scared. He might have.
I love you, brother, but I will punch you in the face for making fun of
Oh.
my
Not
fight.
that it would do much.
Go to your room.
You,
Wait,
you
I
just got hexed.
You got-
I like that.
You got hexed.
I like that. That's pretty good. But also,
Wait,
don't threaten me with violence ever again. Thank you. Anyway, let's.
I am curious to hear Gemma's line of questioning, though.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
see what's
So
going
the
on.
answer you're going to say, Uncle, is yes. You do consider your fist your weapon. Now, I
My
have been
body, yes.
studying intensely a type of magic I'm trying to learn. I haven't tried it out yet, but basically, I think I can make a weapon magical, and I'm wondering if I could do that to your fists or not. I haven't tried it. Is it a
Oh,
weapon?
Well, I mean, you made me breathe fire,
Yes.
which I was the most effective at with those undead things. I didn't know I could do it multiple times because, well, burned my throat a little bit. With the fire.
I don't know if it would work, but if it did, I've noticed when I've used my magic against these things, that seems to work best. So if I'm able to somehow imbue your hands with magic, perhaps that will make your punches land better.
So
I
you give
believe
me
it would.
The blue balls punching?
No, it wouldn't be blue balls. It would just be you. And it's purple, by the way.
Oh, yeah, purple. My fault, yeah.
And maybe it would
Punched him in the
glow
purple
purple a little
balls.
bit. You know.
Yes, as I've said, if you can find a way to imbue your meaty fists with magic, I believe they would be more powerful against.
I don't know if I can do that.
Look, I don't care about necessarily being the one who like destroys these things, because that seems to be your guys' wheelhouses. But it would be nice not to go down in like 18 seconds. You know, taking a punishment, getting sapped of all my
what armor are you wearing?
Live.
Well, frenzying the beast, I do not believe was part of the plan. I couldn't help but overhear you sort of knock my plan a bit there, Uncle. I believe you went off script.
It is true. He's right.
What?
You whipped the beast into a bloodlust frenzy by exposing your life force to him.
But I did that so he would be focused on me, so you could be invisible elsewhere.
But I am better equipped to handle the beast.
I would say that, I mean, despite the fact that you killed it, your stake did not work.
True, it did not, but I was still in a better position to then take it on.
So...
I think what's happening here is we're all frustrated because nothing went exactly as we planned.
Well, this is good. This is constructive. We're airing it out.
I just don't want to be the punching bag, you know, because I'm not. Well, I am with most normal things, but not this stuff.
Okay. Well, maybe don't cut yourself and run straight at their open mouth.
I didn't run at them. They ran at me.
Just an idea I'm going to throw out there.
I was with everybody, and it was... You said they had the thirst, and it wasn't alcoholic, so
I'm just going to take a quick visual inventory of everybody and try and decide who among us looks the most likely to be able to take a few hits. Because I've got Schlubby Dad, I've got Uncle who can
I have a temporary hit point. I'm feeling very virile today.
I've got Mountain Man, I've got a little shield and a hand axe. I'm not exactly healthy in terms of what you would hope. Gemma is small. Octavius is massive in many ways, just not the ways
in
he
stature.
He is small in
he
stature.
Is a stout
great,
halfling, though.
Indeed.
Yeah. He's hardy.
I'm a hardy little thick boy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Trip, I understand. Look, I want to be as useful as possible to you guys, and so far I've been for the bait versus things that I've never baited before.
Okay. So as you all have been having this, Irina's just been kind of walking along, listening to the whole conversation.
Don't say it.
So she is kind of like reached into like her pack where she's got, she's kind of carrying with the bedroll and everything tied to the bottom of it. And she pulls out a short sword and she says, "For pity's sake, here." And then she hands you the short sword.
I take the short sword and kind of like handle it awkwardly. It looks kind of like more like a dagger, like a long dagger in my hand.
Yeah, she's like, "Many of the vile and foul creatures that lurk inside the woods, and indeed all of Barovia, you do not want to touch. I recommend keeping them at arm's length. This will do until you can find something longer."
Well, I do have... I've seen you punch so many things, it never even occurred to me that you could hold a weapon. I've been holding on to it.
If you really must use your fist to beat things into oblivion, then perhaps you need to find a blacksmith to make you some brass knuckles or something like this.
Oh, that's not a bad idea, Seth.
I mean, because I'll be honest, I've never really handled a short weapon like this. It's a little too special for me.
Too pointy? Is that it?
Yeah, it's not simple. It's too flourishy,
She's kind of looking at you. She says, "It's a sword. You point it and stab things with it. Or you can swing it and slash and hack things with it.
Yeah, but
Granted, there is a skill to be learned to be able to use such a thing with any level of finesse, but somebody like yourselves, perhaps an axe would be more suitable. Unfortunately, I do not possess one."
yeah, I'm going to hand the short sword back kind of clumsily. Be like,
Okay, she kind of shrugs and takes it, and she'll put it back.
Yeah, you need that. I mean, you...
She says, no, I have this, and she kind of taps the sword at her side. It's even longer, which keeps them even further at bay.
Well, thank you. But yeah, I'm a simple man, simple delights. Broken bottle, brass knuckle. I mean,
Well, brass knuckles, big two-handed axe! Art! That is where I recognize you from. Years ago, there was a man that looked just like you that came to our village. A big, strong, stout man that carried a huge two-handed axe. His name was Amos. I remember him.
Oh. Didn't he disappear? Oh.
He was, Douglas and my, grandfather.
Yes.
This makes sense. He was kind and brave, also very foolish. I remember him for his warmth and concern. It was clear that he was an outsider, but yet in no time he seemed to warm to the plight of the villagers. He sought to help. Alas, he did not know the power of that which he chose to stand against, and he and all that joined him that night on that foolish crusade met their ruin.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought he just disappeared.
Well, to you he disappeared, to us he came and joined us through the mist, much like yourself. Although, there was a rumor. The rumor was that before he died, he managed to strike one single blow. Not enough to kill the devil, but enough to give him a reminder that even he is not completely invincible.
Do you know how he did that?
Alas, it is just rumors and stories. It may not even be true. There was one poor person that came down from the mountain that night, all but delirious. But he said that while everybody ran towards the devil Strahd, and he cast them asunder as if they were little but toys to him, he struck this grand man to the ground, and for a moment, believing him destroyed, he turned his back. It was then that Amos rose and swung his axe with all his might, striking Strahd. It was then after that Strahd spun around and ripped him limb from limb with his bare hands in sheer vengeance. I am sorry to tell you that this is how your great-grandfather died, but if it is of any concern, I remember him fondly.
No, that's great. I honestly, I thought he just kind of disappeared and abandoned us. So I appreciate that, Seth. How do you feel?
I'm just going to be looking Arena up and down. How
Okay.
old does she look?
Arena is probably in her early 20s.
So I'm gonna be like, I'm 43 years old. How did you remember our great grandfather?
Says, I seem to sometimes have memories. Sometimes it feels like they do not belong to me. But for some reason, I know this name, and I know of your father, your grandfather.
This is like the reincarnation thing you're talking about. Do you think in a
Perhaps.
past life you knew him?
It is possible.
I never met Gampy Amos. Is this the same Amos with the famous cookie recipe that's been passed down? Because
Yeah, the
Yeah,
one with a little bit of mint.
yes.
Yeah,
Those
that
are
was
so
that
good.
So
was his.
delicious.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe it. Does anyone else remember him in the village that we could talk to about what he did here?
And did he tell anyone his cookie recipe?
Well, he would never do that.
That's what I was
That's a
saying.
family secret. I can't imagine he would share it with Barovians. He wouldn't even give it to me.
And you add the mint, add a little bit of basil. That was it.
Well, he was indeed, from what I recall, a very kind and generous man. As I said, when he realized that he was stuck here, he seemed to make his peace with that. And, did what he could to help the village. Right up until he did not heed the warnings, and he raised his axe and called forth a rallying cry. He and those that went with him marched with their torches during the day up to the castle, and well, that was that. I do not know if you know of the prowess of your great-grandfather, but if you recall that he was a gifted warrior or a man of great strength, then there should also be a warning for you to understand what it is that you would be throwing yourself against if you attempted to challenge this devil. In the distance, you can now kind of hear the faint running of water.
Is this devil Strahd, does he hold a grudge?
Who knows? He has lived for what they say is perhaps generations.
Does he can he curse families?
I do not know that there is any limitations to his powers. He is a great magician, a great warrior. He has the unnatural abilities gifted to him by the ruinous powers, and that makes him vampire. On top of that, he seems to have a way of controlling the land itself. He is the ancient. He is the land.
That sounds familiar. Isn't that at the spirits at the Durst Manor were saying?
Yes, I believe you're right. That's what they were chanting, correct?
He is the ancient, he is the light, yeah.
If anybody knows more about Strahd von Zorovich than those that live in the village of Barovia or Valaki, it would be the Vistarni. It is said that they somehow have a strange bond with him. Not that they are altogether sympathetic with his cause, but he seems to have some kind of connection with them. You should indeed talk to Madame Aethel about this. Okay. It's about mid to late afternoon now, which in Barovia means it's starting to kind of get dark, seeing as the sun is always shrouded. But up ahead of you guys, you can pretty much see a bridge, a stone bridge going over a river. The river itself is flowing as clear as a blue winter sky, like cutting down through the valley. It is crystal clear, almost like a glacial river. Incredibly fast flowing. It's about probably 50 foot wide. You can kind of see more or less to the bottom in most places, and your guesstimation, let's have anybody that wants to give me a survival skill roll, you can do so. If you have a passive of 12 or higher, you don't need to roll, I'll just tell you.
I have higher, but I want to
Survival?
roll.
Oh, I have 11, but I'll roll.
15.
Mine's 13.
Give it a shot.
Alrighty. Yep, with it moving so fast and with the reflection, it's a little hard for either Gemma or Octavius to truly guess. You've seen many a river, though, in your wilderness travels. Douglas, you're guessing that this is probably anywhere between maybe 5 foot at its shallowest and probably a good 10 foot deep near the center. It also drops in fairly quickly, enough to know that with the current the way it is, you wouldn't want to try to swim this river. It could be quite dangerous.
Gotcha.
As well as looking bloody cold.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and pop you over to this next. Where's my bridge? Where's my bridge? Alrighty, and I'll move you guys onto here. Okay. Pop out a little bit, not that much. Okay, let's move you guys on. Now I know Seth was at the back. Doug is probably nearest the front. We'll go ahead and move you guys onto...
Mind if I roll my 2 portent dice for the day?
You sure can. Yep. 3?
Yeah.
But a 17 is not bad.
Dude, that's awesome. Good spread on that.
Yep. Yep.
You can give a 3 to a roll or 2, right?
I think so.
Can you give that to an enemy?
A check made by you
Enemy.
or a creature that you
Yeah.
can see. So
Okay,
if
so
you wanted to, you can.
That's like
It's
the
kind of a good
perfect-
thing to
Yeah.
have a bad.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's one of the things I like about Portent is it's not necessarily all bad. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you roll 2 bad ones, guess what? That's 2 that you use against them. You roll 2 good ones, it's 2 to keep. So yeah. Okay. Yep. There's the river, as I said, and you can see the bridge ahead of you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring the opacity of that down a little bit too. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Irina just, for right now, she's kind of like walking right in amongst the middle of all of you at this point. She seems to have, she's got the hint that Seth doesn't seem to really want to have much in the way of a discussion. Clearly, he's down in the dumps about something, so she's leaving him to his own melancholy. and just kind of still checking the trees, looking around, paying attention to the surroundings. Okay.
Pay attention if there's anything as we pass anything in the water that's bubbling or.
Oops, what happened there?
Oh, I was gonna say, okay, we're on the move.
It kind of moved all of you in a weird way. Well, there we go. All right, yeah. So you're going to kind of like work your way closer and closer and closer to the bridge itself, and then you said, Gemma, you want to try to pay attention to the water?
Yeah, that's my main concern.
Okay. Give me a perception roll.
Hey.
Water.
6.
I mean, other than the fact that the water is moving very quickly, it's really, nothing much that would lead you to kind of feel that you're in any danger from the water, unless, of course, you're dumb enough to actually wander down there and try to get in it.
I don't do that.
No, you should not.
Where?
Okay.
Move the way, Doug.
I think we're all moving.
Yeah, I'm just continuing across the bridge, just looking
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Dog whiskey's sniffing the ground ahead of me, just checking.
Okay. Give me a perception roll for your dog.
Okay. Just pop up his stats real quick. He has advantage on perception checks.
Yes, because dogs are pretty perceptive.
Great.
Nice.
You like dogs.
We like dogs.
Okay. So I just roll 2 d20s? We'll keep it as...
Well, do they have any pluses to his perception?
Oh, does he? Hold on.
I would assume.
I pulled it up and then I closed it. No?
Yeah, I think he does have some points in perception.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hold on. Perception. His passive perception is 13 plus 3 to perception.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, give him a roll with advantage then.
It doesn't let me do... When does it let me do that?
Still good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can roll it again if you want,
Yeah, give another one.
but Ooh.
Oh, I thought the dog was
almost.
gonna
Okay.
So
Almost.
close.
Damn.
Come on, pupper.
Wow.
Okay, so Whiskey
Okay.
at this point is kind of... You see him kind of like cock his head and start sniffing the air, and then he like stops, and he kind of like his front paw is lower a bit, and his hackles come up, and he starts... and like seems to be growling and looking around like he's aware of something but doesn't know exactly what it is he's aware of.
Okay,
That's
well,
the cue to arms.
I'm gonna stop and be like, oh, we got something, and then I'm gonna just get my arrow ready.
Okay.
See if I can.
With that, up ahead of you, riding out from the trees, you see a horseman. The horse has kind of like got some metal barding on it, so it would appear to be, the war horse of some military or knight. There's tarnished armor of like plate on the man that's riding upon the horse, but he's also shrouded in kind of like long tattered black cloak. He does have a head.
That was going to be my next question.
Just going to point that out. There is a head.
They beat me to it.
He is not the Hessian horseman. And he kind of like clip-clops as he kind of like burst out of the trees, and then he brings the horse to like a, rears it up, and it's like silently just rears up but you can see like an exhale of mist come from the horse's mouth, and it rears up as he kind of like brings it to a stop. And then very slowly, he just like clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, and then stops at the far end of the bridge. What's everybody want to do?
I'm just gonna kind of hail him like,
Rena,
hello.
who is that?
Well, hi there, sir.
Is he good or bad?
I
Irina, is he
don't-
good or bad?
Irina has, like, you notice that Irina has tucked in, kind of, not hiding behind, but obscuring herself behind the huge hulk that Doug is. She's a little crouched down with her kind of leather pants, and she's half drawn half drawn her longsword from her. Well, it's actually a rapier. She's half drawn her rapier from her sheath.
Is that do we have a friend here?
So Gemma, you're standing up there.
Step in front,
She will kind of almost protectively. She will like reach forward and grab hold of you and like tuck you in behind Doug. Like shh.
Okay, I hide too.
You three at the back: Trip, Seth, and Octavius. What are you guys doing? The dog clearly is fixating on this thing. At this point, it does not like it, whatever it is.
I'm gonna have basically my shield out, and I'm like kind of fumbling through which weapon I want to draw because I'm new to having weapons.
Okay. The horse is kind of like pawing at the stone of the bridge, like, and it kind of like dipping its head and raising it again, like it's wanting to charge. But at this point, the rider is just like holding it as it kind of like periodically, the horse will kind of like sideways turn just a little bit, and he'll like have to pull it back into position, like it's a very boisterous and somewhat high-spirited creature.
Should we just get off the bridge then?
I'm gonna look to my left and be like, I mean, we should just give it space. Maybe we're blocking. You know?
Let's. What if we fall back to the land so he can't throw us in the river?
Yeah.
Just,
Doug?
I'm just gonna start scooting back. Yeah.
What's
Maybe
going
go by
on
this-
back there?
Well, give it. I mean, maybe it wants to just cross the bridge. We're in its way.
Okay. Whiskey. Let's fall back. Come on, boy. And I'll just start. I'll wait for her to go, and then I'll start backing up.
All right. Once Irina realizes that that's what you guys are doing, she'll follow suit and kind of like pull herself kind of slightly down the bank here, so that she's about waist height with the actual bridge itself.
Okay. Then I'll just kind of block everybody in front and just kind of wave them through, like, come on in. It's clear.
Okay.
Come on through.
Here, I'm gonna hand Seth my hand axe that I got from my dad. I'm like, I figured you're a little more important than the sentiments on this thing, but please don't just throw it.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay. Yeah. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop over the stone bridge till about the center, and then once again it stops and the horse rears up. But yet again, there is no sound comes out of this thing at all. Like, there's no neighing, no whinnying. Everybody give me a perception roll, please. Now you're considerably closer to this thing.
Boo.
Sad. Better.
Okay. So Trip and Octavius. You both notice something, but you're both going to notice something a little different. Trip, you notice that this horse, the armor does not fit it very well. In fact, the horse seems to be somewhat emancipated. It's kind of carrying an awful lot of weight for an animal that looks so thin and bedraggled. Octavius, you have noticed similar things, but you have noticed that the skin on the animal is entirely too tight and stretched over the bones to where there is no muscle tone whatsoever. As you kind of like examine it more closely, you catch a glimpse through the of the visor of this knightly gentleman that is on the horse. And where you should see eyes, there is nothing but just black pits. You're getting a very kind of familiar feeling that this is not something that normal folk should be trifling with, and clearly is something that belongs in one of your books that you've read.
Yeah, I will turn my head to the side, since that's where most of my family is standing, and say, I remember when I said that many creatures are here from the ground? I believe this is another one of them.
How did you get the horse out from underneath?
Well, if it has stairs, it can go up. It just can't go back down.
Oh,
so.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I was wondering. So, this is a demon horse, is what you're saying?
No, what? Not everything is a demon.
Oh.
Don't you know that?
I heard that somewhere one time, and I think...
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so...
But what a layman's thing to think. No, this is something more... This is something less. This is something undead.
Oh, okay, is it gonna attack us?
Probably. I don't know for sure, but they never have, well, I should say very rarely, they have good intentions.
Okay, the knight on the bridge. You see it kind of reach over with its left gauntleted hand and draws a large, long, old, kind of tarnished sword. Wrapping its hand firmly around its leash and kind of holding the sword above its, kind of at an angle above its head. The horse rears up once again. And then with its gauntleted hand that's holding the sword, it kind of like does this kind of beckoning motion.
Is there some kind of toll we have to pay to pass? I'm confused.
I think the toll is that we have to kill him.
Is that true, Irina?
She kind of like glances up from a crouched position and she says, whatever it is, I'm sure it does not mean us any kind of positive feelings. Things such as this need to be destroyed or ran from. Which we decide to do is really down to you.
I can't outrun a horse.
Right, we're on foot.
Also, is there another way to Vallaki other than the bridge?
The only other way would be to travel all the way up through the north to the Tsar Pool, but that would take us towards much greater dangers. This is the only safe place to cross for many, many miles.
Well then, I'm gonna poke my head out and be like, I've never seen someone on such a strict diet still let themselves go so badly. And that's gonna be laced.
Yep, okay.
Laced.
We will consider that, when you say laced, you mean you're viciously mocking him? Okay.
Oh.
Alright.
I don't know what kind of wisdom a hollow horseman has, but apparently it's really good.
But with a roll of 20, it really doesn't matter that much.
That was a good one too.
It was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't seem to really be affected by your words of wickedness, your unkind insults. However, it did seem to acknowledge that as some kind of provocation, as it suddenly smacks the side of the horse, and the horse rears up once more, but as its front hooves hit the ground, this time it bursts into a canter and then a charge, as it's now bulldozing across the bridge. With that being said, I think it's time for everybody to throw that dice. You know, that one that determines initiativings and stuff.
I get to roll twice. Woohoo!
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Almost.
Alright, so Hexalante on a 24. We've got Gemma on an 18. Let's see who's next in line. That would be Dougie with an 11. Seth and Trip.
I had an advantage and I rolled a 5 and a 6.
I saw that.
Yikes.
You're both on a 6.
I got a higher bonus on initiative.
For sure.
By a little bit, so you know, I'll
And
just rub salt in that wound. Oh,
he's going there. Okay, alrighty. When the initiative's going in that way, of course, you don't have to act if you don't want to, but Hexalante, this thing is now charging forward with a very serious-looking intent. It's holding its sword out like a cavalry charge, and obviously it probably means to do harm to you guys.
Okay.
What do you want to do? You have the initiative, sir.
Yes, so I would like to, as soon as I see the horse break towards us, Octavius is going to break right to here, behind this post of the fence, or of the bridge, because he's using it like, you know, in a sword fight, when the guy goes behind the wood thing and the guy can't hit him.
So I mean, you're very small. You could quite easily obscure yourself completely behind that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to hold action so where if and when he rides past me, I'm then going to leap out and try to hit him.
Okay, sounds good. Gemma, what would you like to do?
Alright, I look around. Is this a boulder? If so,
It is a massive rock, yes.
climbable looking or like
It's climbable.
handholds in there? Alright, I start
I would
climbing this
say
thing.
with a successful... What is your...
Oh boy.
acrobatics.
Or
no, this will be
athletics, or-
athletics. What is your athletics? No.
-1.
Okay, yeah, give me an athletics check then.
Okay.
It's not your forte.
No. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, so
What?
the rock is kind of fairly slick, covered in moss and stuff like that,
Okay.
and you spend pretty much your movement slipping and sliding trying to gain purchase on it.
And then I don't, so I go, and then I just cast mage armor on myself at the end of that.
Okay, alrighty.
I will.
Douglas.
There you go.
Me. Okay, I'm going to command Whiskey to get to Gemma. And be like, Whiskey, Gemma, go! And he's going to run over there. So he's near her. And then I'm going to fall back just slightly here
Okay.
by the rock in front of her, basically. And I'm going to pop off a shot.
Okay, yep. I mean, the bridge is kind of like a concave shape, so he's higher up, so you
Yeah.
can certainly see him clearly
Yeah.
above everybody else.
I will first... since I moved, do I still get a bonus action, or does that take that out of
Movement
play?
does not take a bonus action.
Okay. so I'm
Unless
gonna-
you've got an ability that specifies that you have to use it before you move.
I don't think Hunter's Mark has that
It does not.
caveat. Okay, so I'm gonna
So you
pop
can pop Hunter's Mark on him before you fire, for sure.
pop that on, and then I'm going to pop an attack.
Okay. The arrow flies straight through, wedges firmly into this thing's shoulder between the two plates. it just kind of like, almost as an afterthought, just takes the blade of its sword and snaps the shaft of the arrow off. But it did hit.
Okay. And then I get my bonus damage on that as well. Okay. And there.
Okay. And that is added. Seth Mildwood.
I'm going to not be the bold guy who stands and takes the hit. Pugilist at this point. I am going to run next to my brother to where Gemma is frustrated, having heard her, and without even asking, like, to if I could, I'm just gonna put my hands under her armpits and hoist her up the rock. Just kind of like toss her up there.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, you're easily strong enough to lift her. She's not carrying much gear. So yeah, you can plop her up the top of there.
And then I'm gonna end my turn next to my brother. Just fist bared, ready.
Okay, Trip. What do you want to do? You're pretty much doing whatever you're doing at the same time as that.
Seeing that'll happen, I'm gonna be like, well, shoot, maybe the words don't matter so much in this case, and I'm just gonna start doing that little silent whispers thing. You're just gonna hear. That was preemptive. Okay.
No, that was something for I need.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to roll initiative for Irina.
Okay. And then one of these.
Oh, dissonant whispers. Ooh. Okay. He attempts his saving throw, and he will fail it.
Good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Takes 3d6 and must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far away as its speed allows it from me.
Okay, now let's see. So you did 13 points of damage. Now, question: you targeting him or the horse?
Oh. I'm targeting him.
Okay.
Okay.
Which, I mean, like, he
Makes
has to
sense.
move away from me either way.
Yeah.
So if he falls off the horse, that's on him. I'm hiding behind my tree until things happen.
Righty, 13 points of psychic damage. Alrighty. Well, it's his turn. So what actually happens is the horse is still charging forward, like a good war charger is. But instead of like trying to make it to where he's going with it, he is fighting the horse, trying to steer it away from you guys. So what'll actually happen is he will do a ride by. I would say at this point, if Hexalante wants to take a swing at him or do something as he clumbers by awkwardly, you may do so.
Absolutely. Achoo.
Okay, yep, you leap out and lunge forward from behind your rock, and will stick him for 8.
Okay.
Do you have anything else on that?
I do, because I still have my Crimson Right active.
Okay.
That also gives me a D4 for radiant damage as well.
Yes.
So I'll roll that for you real quick.
3 points of radiant damage. Very nice.
Okay.
Okay. Irina will kind of like, because she was like half crouched down by that wall, her movement is going to be, she kind of like leaps up to the top of the, the little slide of the wall as he goes past, and will also take a swap at him with her longsword. And she will hit him as well. Okay. He will not get an attack this turn, and he will end his movement kind of over here. I'll have to zoom out for chat to be able to see where he is. Okay. Next round. Hexalante, you're up again.
Yeah. When I hit him with my weapon, did I feel like it? I don't know if I can answer this question or not, but did it feel like I got good purchase when I got him, or did it feel like it almost?
It's I mean, once you've gotten that close to him, it's all bone under there.
Okay.
There's no flesh. Everything is bone on the horse and on the rider.
So when I hit into him, it almost felt like it just kind of scraped off of him.
Yeah, I mean, you felt like you did something to it. I mean, you saw, chips of bone fall out from underneath the armor and stuff like that. But again, you're poking with a stabby, piercy thing.
Yep.
At a bony thing.
Yep. Okay. Then I am. How bold is this sweet little boy gonna be? I don't think that bold. I think having had that shot, he's gonna feel pretty happy with himself, and he is going to. He's gonna get behind this tree here.
Okay.
And just kind of wait until the horse gets back around.
All right.
If he comes by to where I can take a slash at him, I will. But if not, that's okay. He's just getting into cover for now.
All right. Irina is going to pretty much just duck down kind of where you were before, behind the pillar, on her turn, and also stands poised, ready to attack if it comes back. Gemma, you're up. Before you do anything, seeing as you are actually a little higher than everybody else because you're on this big-ass boulder, I want you to give me a perception skill roll.
Okay. Will do.
Let's get a good roll here, Gemma.
A 12. Okay. You want to keep that?
Ooh.
I'm not going to let you know.
Let's use it.
Okay,
let's use it because it's fun.
You want to make it a 17?
Yeah.
Okay, well, with a 17,
nice.
You will notice something. Now, again, this is only Gemma's going to have noticed this.
Oh, no.
Oh. No.
Slinking out of the woods on the other side of the bridge, you see what initially you think is, oh shit, it's like 6 bears. Then you realize, holy crap, they're not bears. They're wolves, the biggest wolves you've ever seen.
Okay. Got it.
But only you are aware of this fact at the moment. They are all kind of slinking out of the woods very stealthily, very slowly. Like they're stalking something.
Probably the night.
Got it.
And it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I do love bones.
I just go, code red, 6 wolves incoming across bridge.
Do love bones.
Code red.
Code red.
I love the modern slang we haven't.
Someone gets out their Mountain Dew.
Right?
Oh, it's been 86.
Yeah. And
Red.
will I cast something? Okay. I'm just gonna take out my bow and arrow at this point because I'm not going to attack this horse unless it turns back around. So
Okay.
I'll be ready for that.
So you're just going to hold your shot, hold your bow. Okay.
Yeah.
Douglas.
I am going to get all flustered by what she's. What do you mean? Where? And I'm just gonna let loose another arrow at this horse's butt.
Okay.
Well, but
Horse
at the guy,
butt.
but
Go for it.
Haunch.
his haunch.
The hound.
The hunch.
Yes! That's what you get, Chad!
20!
Take that,
This is why.
Yes!
Woo!
Yes!
Woo! That's for you, sir.
No!
For you.
All right. and absolutely nobody thought
Not really those.
Yes!
Crispy
No
was
one
gonna
gets
get a
anything
No dice
from
for
me.
any
It's
of
all
you.
mine.
Yes!
That's not how the dice wins work.
I know.
I also get this.
So yeah, you hit it for
Ooh.
9
I get that
plus
too.
8 piercing, so you hit it for
Ooh.
17 piercing damage with an additional 6
That is huge.
on the
I'm sorry,
hunter's
Shane.
mark.
I'm sorry.
Yay!
Okay, the rider of the horse slumps off and falls to the ground in a clatter as all the pieces of armor just
Perfect.
collapse and just go
Oh,
all
Free
across
stuff.
the ground.
Bones for everyone.
put that stuff on, Seth.
Yeah.
The horse, on the other hand, stops and turns around.
Okay, it's our
That was
horse
your
now.
action, Doug. You want to use anything else? Any movement, or are you good with that?
No, I'm good right here. I'm just holding my ground.
Okay, Seth, what do you want to do?
Despite what Trip said to me, I'm gonna hoist the hand axe that he gave me and toss it at the horse.
Oh no!
Take that, horse.
14. Okay, it
It's a
barely misses the horse as it kind of like glances off the side of its barding, like ting. Mostly just
hope-
because it literally kind of clipped on the side. And with that, the arrow or the axe goes thudding into the ground over here by these trees.
That was a gift.
I'm also going to use a moxie point to what am I to stick and move. Oh no, wait, no, the other one. The other
So
one, the
you
brace up
really want
one.
to use that right now?
No, to brace up. I want to like give myself a little oomph, which will replace the one temporary hit point.
Yep,
I
okay.
have. So
So get d6 plus 6 then.
take that. Yay.
Okay, so you've got 8
There's the
Instead of
temporary
one.
hit points. Alrighty. And yes, it will override the one that you got from Pies. Is that all you're doing? Or do you want to move?
Yeah, I'll move a little bit. Give the horse a 50-50 to attack my brother instead of just me.
How rude.
I love you, bro.
Alright, Trip, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna look at the horse and say, "You're a horse with no name of a knight with no renown."
Okay, roll the dice.
Burn.
Or... sorry. Even the horse is immune to your bullshittery.
Phase.
That sucks. Hold on, let me see, because I was looking at class actions real quick. I want to make sure it's not. It would be considered an action to use to give a.
It does have...
inspiration
Vicious
die.
Mockery does take an action, yes.
Yeah, and then I can't also do an inspiration die then.
No.
Yeah.
But you
Okay.
can move.
I can't move. I'm gonna hide behind the rock because I'm small.
Okay. Alrighty. The horse will indeed gallop right up, rear up, and attempt to rend one of you two lovely gentlemen.
My brother.
One or a two, it will try
Don't take a
to
beating.
trample
Hey.
Doug. 3 or 4, it will try to trample Seth.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, it's going to try to trample Seth.
Good. As you yep.
Yeah,
I totally deserve that shit.
you
Yep.
did. You did indeed.
Oh, but it fails miserably.
Nice.
As it kind of like rears up to trample you, all of the damage done to the barding and stuff kind of really hinders this thing in its attempt to kind of lift its front front hooves up. And it doesn't even really get up off the ground that well.
I mean, he's no Shadowfax. Let's be real here.
No, he definitely is not. Okay. Okay. Hexalante, Octavius, my boy, what would you like to do now?
Yep. Now that we're up against it, I'm gonna run and attack the horse.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in a little closer and if it'll let me. Roll20 is kind of weird how it sizes stuff sometimes. There we go. Sometimes you can actually get a better view by being closer, and other times you cannot. That is just enough.
Ooh.
That's a hell of a rapier shot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, you charge up and pierce the horse. Your rapier with a
+4.
Yep, goes
+4.
slides through the barding, and you kind of feel it grind down its neck, kind of the neck bone of the horse, and a large piece of the barding kind of like buckles out and drops from the neck braced area, and
Oh yeah, I forgot I had my thing ready.
yeah, do you want to use your thing, Gemma, from last
Thing, yeah.
turn?
Use my...
Before, technically, you'd have done that before Hexalante.
Yeah. Can I still do it?
Okay.
Sweet. Well.
Alas, your arrow missed.
Oh.
Didn't matter.
Good job.
Okay, Irina is also going to charge, seeing that young... oh, there we go. Stop. Yep, seeing that young Octavius ran forward, half to kind of think, oh crap, what's he doing? And half to kind of like back his play. She's going to go running over as well. And she swipes at it. However, her blade just kind of like glances off some of the barding also. She doesn't get any real purchase on it. Gemma, it is your actual turn for this round. Because technically that was held. You should have done that at the last part of the last round.
Yep.
I just want to glance to see if the wolves have moved at all first.
Give me another perception check. They have definitely moved. The question is, they're not... They've kind of like gone into... attempted to hide themselves at this point, so...
Okay.
Yep, but you can still see them. They're kind of like crouched behind some of the bushes over there. You kind of like just catch a wisp of a tail that's kind of swinging in the wind.
As I attack the horse with another crossbow shot, I just said, the wolves have hidden behind bushes across the way.
Okay. Ka-thunk! And you missed.
Busy
Douglas!
talking.
Yes. All right, I'm going to attack again on this sweet horse.
Okay.
I will move my hunter's mark onto him.
Okay.
There's that.
Alright, yep, you hit it. And roll your hunter's mark damage.
And then there's that.
Okay.
Nice.
That is enough to
Walk
bring
away.
this horse crashing down to the ground and
Nice.
scatter the ground with barding and bones.
Excellent.
Littered all over the ground now is little more than pieces of twisted and warped rusted metal and old archaic bones. Small pile over here and a big pile here.
Good job, Christy, but I am kind of upset I didn't get to do my kill stealing line, Mungo only pawn in Game of Life. You know?
Wow.
Sorry.
Come on, gonna punch
Wow.
a horse.
No punching horses for you today.
No punching horses.
Mongo only pawn in Game of Life.
Okay.
So good.
He did. All right, and then I'm gonna whip around to Jim and be like, "Where are they? Where are they?" And just be ready.
There! And I'm just gonna point towards the bushes.
Okay, then I stop there.
Okay. Yeah, she's like pointing at the two bushes. Anybody that wants to see if they can actually see these things and make out a target, you need to give me a perception skill roll.
I will do that.
Yeah, I definitely would try.
And you need 15s or higher.
Well,
That'll
there
do
you
it.
go.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so Doug and Octavius, y'all can just about make out their large, black, kind of mottled, grey forms behind the bushes, but they're definitely well concealed and not easy to see.
They are stalking us from the bushes across the bridge.
I see him.
If we stay in our current area, they could surround us. Should we go to the edge of the bridge?
How arrows work.
Yes, I believe we need to make something that I've been researching. It is called a kill zone.
It is a
I'm
zone
gonna
in which we
slide
kill
down this
things.
rock.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
Yes, it is quite awesome. Follow my lead. And I'll run over, and we need to make a quick perimeter so they cannot overwhelm us and funnel them down this bridge.
Okay.
Do we? Yeah, I was gonna say, do we put? Is this a good formation or?
The strongest of us should be in front to be sort of a human shield to those who.
Of course. I'm just
All
gonna
right,
kind of
Seth,
like
go.
unsettle you stand in the center.
Yeah. Father. Oh, no, not you, I guess, huh?
I don't think I'm the strongest. I have a
Yeah,
14.
Hex, that might be you.
Oh, that's why I'm up front. Absolutely, it's me.
Yeah, okay, so you two up front. Get up there.
Oh, well, I was.
Oh.
I was. I mean, yeah, I was. I mean,
No, I was.
Right,
No,
right.
I was first, though.
I'll shoot right over your head. Don't worry, I got your back.
So where are we funneling them to? I'm confused.
Right here.
We're basically funneling them to when they charge across the bridge, we stop them here.
Correct.
Okay. So you hear a weird kind of... It's a wolf howl, but it sounds very kind of weird and husky. Almost growly-howly, if that's a word. It is now. Growly-howly. Growly Howley.
LOC, and
How is
You know.
Rally Howley not a Harry Potter character?
I know.
Right? It sounds like it should be, doesn't it?
on the CW, Crowley Howl.
Correct.
Rally,
Howley.
Howley.
And
Kids
Howley,
with
Howley,
that,
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds cute.
there is movement. The wolves kind of adjust formation somewhat. You see one large grey wolf kind of run across the road behind the trees here. One of them kind of like slinks back further into the undergrowth. This one gets even lower. This one kind of like falls backwards, darker into the trees, making more cover room for these two. And they all did it at the same time. Like something was giving them maybe some kind of tactical orders? Very strange. First time viewer! Paul Julio, thank you for the cheer, buddy. Welcome to the show.
All right.
So after this happens, I'm just gonna lean down to Hex and be like, they're not charging across the bridge.
Yes, I'm.
Should I
aware.
irritate them?
Who here smells the most like meat? I'll look up at my uncle.
That might not be necessary. I can probably irritate them.
It seems
Oh.
that they think like us.
Yeah, knowing wolves in natural habitats and knowing how they hunt, I would know that that's like not normal behavior. Right. I mean,
It was a
obviously.
little tactical. I mean, wolves are smart in the way they hunt. I mean,
Okay.
if they believe that they've been spotted, it's possible that they would kind of like back up because they don't really, it's unlikely that you'd know that a pack of wolves is not instinctively, unless it's starving, is not likely to charge across this bridge. They're opportunists. They want to attack you from behind or from the side or whatever, and this is just
Right.
not a good place for them to attack.
Okay, so it didn't seem out of normal because I want to do a thing to check something. If
Okay.
I'm getting a sense that maybe I don't think this is. They acted too like coordinated with it, rather
Absolutely.
Than,
The biggest giveaway was the fact that they all moved. There was a howl, and then every
Yeah.
one of them moved at the exact same time, like they responded to it.
okay, I'm going to then use my primeval awareness,
Okay.
and I'm going to pop that there for chat. Let's see. So I'm going to see if I can find what's commanding them or how they're being. If
Okay.
there's anything else around.
Hmm.
I want to make sure I use that more often.
Well, what is your I guess we need to determine then what is your favorite terrain.
I would assume the woods.
Okay, so that's
Which
what
is
we're going to say is your favorite
where
terrain is
we are.
woods.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
perfectly fine, makes sense. Just want to establish it because I don't think I've ever asked you, and I don't know if you actually put it down or not. But I mean, you were a woodsy ranger, so it makes perfect sense.
I think that's my goal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
You
Good
sure
deal.
it's not like stone bridges?
That would be nice.
I love me some bridges.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I did pick forest as my
Yeah.
just so I'm on the up and up.
Let's see. Apparition, celestial dragons, element, fae, fiend, and undead.
So check off
Nina
little
mentioned
baddies
it.
you got.
Ooh.
She did say lycanthropes in her long list of scary things.
Yeah.
These are listed as. Where's my. Hang on.
I'm gonna look at Max and say, I smell like beef.
Smell like beef.
Yes.
I'm a sweaty man, so
Smell like pie.
we get another first time.
Does anybody know some good dog humor?
Dog humor.
I know you do. I'm gonna pet the dog.
There we are. That's what I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
whiskey.
Whiskey, you're so good. You come over. You're gonna fight a wolf 4 times your size.
Okay, they are. What it is that's commanding them is none of those things.
Ah, cool.
So you can't actually sense anything, I'm afraid.
All right, and they're just regular old dogs, not.
They're definitely not regular old dogs, but they're not. They are not a aberration, celestial, dragon, element, fae, fiend, or undead.
Thanks, Spidey. Okay.
And what's more importantly, at least now you know that none of those horrible things is commanding them.
Gotcha.
So there is that.
All right. Process of elimination. Okay, that's all I wanted to do.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything, or are you pretty much content to just sit and hold this line?
I think so.
I'm gonna give Seth one of those classic back pats that I do, and tell him like, you're still in the fight, yeah? You're still in the fight. Couple second drinks afterwards.
I mean, yeah, I'm still in the fight, but what do you want me to do? I mean, do you want me to cross the bridge? I don't want to do that. But
No, I wouldn't suggest crossing the bridge, but maybe if you get my back, I could probably lure some over here.
how would I lure them over?
No, I could lure
Wait,
them.
why do we want to lure them here? That does not sound like a good idea.
Well, it's easier to fight
the
them
kill zone,
here on our
right?
terms in the kill zone.
Kill zone.
Thought maybe they would just
Kill
leave.
zone. What if we just set up camp? It's getting late anyways.
Yeah, I mean it's late afternoon right now.
I mean, I could cross the bridge.
So that's kind of what they want.
Yeah, let's not do that. We want them to come to us. That's the whole point of the kill zone, right? Right, son?
Correct.
And
Yes.
can wolves swim?
Yes, wolves can swim.
Ah,
But can wolves swim through this? Then I'm gonna gesture at the entire river.
Do the wolves want to swim? Is the question.
That's a good
seems
question.
like it would carry them fast if we could knock
Yes.
them off the bridge.
Maybe they are just here for the bones. Maybe we throw them
Oh,
the bones.
Let's throw them some bones. See what they do.
I like that idea. Can we launch the bones far away?
I've got some
Over the
skeletal
bridge.
horse and skeletal man kibble.
Can we
I'm-
cannon the horse corpse across?
I'm gonna
Ooh, corpse. I like that.
Horse
Can
corpse.
the horse
Oh,
corpse.
horse is a corpse of corpse of corpse.
I'm gonna go over to the horse corpse and I'm gonna grab like one of the leg bones and
Okay,
tuck it
big
off.
old hefty lump of bone.
I'm just gonna go duck and I'm gonna throw it as far as I can.
10 feet.
Yeah, I mean it won't. You're no way you're gonna hurl this big old bone probably easily across that distance. But
I'm kind of boomeranging it, end over end.
I mean it's 70 feet. Give me a roll. Give me a strength check.
Oh boy.
Let's
Maybe
just
I
see
should
how
give it
well
some
you can
stats.
do this.
Shout put
Oh.
a skull. Do
What did
that.
I do? I made like a different thing come up. Go away.
Force
Sorry.
cannon.
I clicked on the wrong thing. Come here, sheet. Okay. Strength, you said?
Yeah. Strength roll with obviously whatever your bonus is, you'd add to
It's
it.
like a t-shirt cannon, but with forces.
Why don't you just
sorry,
build a
what roll was that?
catapult and then catapult the whole thing over there?
Under skills?
Your stats, just your strength, your core stats.
Oh, just a save for that?
Yeah, you can just click the.
That
Well, I mean, what you do is whatever your strength, you roll a d20 plus your strength bonus to it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So if your strength bonus is 2, add 2.
Oh, it's not. Sorry.
Okay.
Minus 1.
You chuck. Yeah, you probably get it to about here, like almost halfway across. Like,
Yay!
being that it's
There.
old and brittle and no longer, kind of like is now void of any kind of magic holding it together. The bone like breaks into 3 or 4 pieces when it hits the ground, like, and some of it scatters along a little further.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But yeah, that didn't seem to entice him much.
I'm gonna look and see if they look like they're foaming at the mouth for it.
No,
Anyone else?
really doesn't. Doesn't look like they're desperately trying to get that delicious-looking old bone.
Well, that was my idea. What else you guys got?
Well, I'm afraid to go up there within the range. I could yell at them, because then they can probably close that distance and the time it takes for me to yell, and then I won't be yelling the same way anymore. I'm glad that got a rise out of you.
We would have your back, brother.
Could we
Yes.
scoot the kill zone a little bit up?
How far do you need
Yes.
to go?
Let's go halfway, right?
Yeah, just within shouting range, you know?
Okay.
We will
Maybe not even halfway.
Move as a group. Everybody hold hands.
This is
advance to shouting range, everyone.
Okay.
wait.
advancing shouting.
Seth,
Oh my
come
God,
on.
Seth!
Seth, oh god.
All right, so you're all like coming up like to midway across the bridge.
Yep.
Growl.
You
Growl?
want me to growl?
You'll hear Irina kind of as she like slinks along the side of the rail with you say, "Have a very bad feeling about this."
Just stay in the the kill zone.
But she is there. She's right there, kind of behind Octavius, crouched down with her sword poised. They have not moved.
Yeah, before stringing any insults or anything, I'm just gonna go, "We killed the thing! Very smart wolves."
Okay, you hear another. Which seems to be coming more in this direction, kind of away. It's fairly close, but it's somewhere somewhere in this direction over here. Upon doing so, you notice
You just got
again-
really quiet.
Super quiet.
Yeah.
What was that?
You got
really-
mega quiet.
I did.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Is it fixed now or?
Nope.
Nope.
Whoa, that's weird.
Oh, that's worse.
Oh,
didn't do
he's
anything.
gone.
No, you are super quiet.
Music's still fine. It's just you.
Oh, that's bizarre. Hold on. What about now?
Nope.
No?
No.
But I didn't
No.
do anything.
Well,
I think when you went, oh,
Yeah,
oh, it compressed.
Oh.
May have done. Hold on. But if I pause and unpause, it should fix itself.
That's
There you
better.
go.
That's
There you
better.
go.
That's better. That's better.
There you go. That better?
Just don't. Ow!
Okay.
Anymore.
Yeah, no
Um,
scary sounds from you, okay?
no more scary sounds.
All right. Yeah, they actually retreat further, backwards.
Wait, what happens if we back up again? Do you think they'll put out another howl and move forward?
Possibly.
I do not want to risk that.
I mean, if they move forward, then
Interesting
we're back to our
experiment.
better kill zone anyways. This is a precarious kill zone. I don't want to fall off the kill zone.
Yeah, we know we're not going to get them to cross that way, so let's...
I mean,
Are you gonna...
Are they just like letting us
They might be leading an impression of that.
They're luring us.
I'd like to test if they're going to chase after us first.
Okay.
It's a weird ask, I know, but like, if they are just giving us space to pass, then they'll just, move out of the way completely by the time, But if we move back and they move back to that forward position, then we've got adversaries. I'm still unsure as to what smart wolves have to do with Bone Man. Everything feels like a puzzle here, I swear to God. The Morning Lord here, yeah? Morning Lord.
I'm pretty sure if we back up, they're gonna just come forward again.
Or they'll just wait. They're just waiting for us to come into their trap. They have a kill zone and they just want us to enter it.
Irina, what do you know about smart wolves?
Okay, she kind of like just glances up at you from a crouched position and she says, "These large wolves are clearly unnatural. It is said that sometimes that they can be allies to those that shapeshift. That is, if they are not indeed lycanthropes themselves."
Hexy.
What?
Sexy Hexy?
Don't call my son that.
If we go to the other side of the bridge where they are,
yes,
and we don't leave the bridge, is that still? I mean, that's still technically a kill zone, right?
That would still technically be a kill zone, yes.
So,
I'm very comfortable where I am
everyone,
right now, though.
Everyone, advance kill
But
zone.
I'm comfortable.
Advance kill zone.
You heard him.
Yeah, you heard him.
Yep, I follow.
Oh, I don't know what I just did there. That wasn't what I meant to do.
I thought we were advancing kill zone to maybe here. That's pretty far from advanced kill zone. I feel like that's no longer a kill zone.
I mean,
Trust me.
We're a
It's
snack
the zone.
That doesn't feel like a funnel.
No, the zone is here.
Everybody get in the zone.
Auto zone.
It's very automatic.
It's always what team Wildcats, never which team Wildcats. Get your head in the zone. Auto zone.
Okay. Alrighty, yeah, you move yourselves to the edge of the bridge. Is that where everybody is planning on being? Or are you wanting to reform your line a little better?
I mean, if Irina's going to be there, I'll let her take in front of me. That's fine. I don't...
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit over the top of my kids.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Well, yeah, you're pretty tall, and they're both pretty short, so you could easily shoot over the heads of those. At
I don't want to shoot into Seth's head, so...
Right.
Please don't shoot the back of my bulbous.
What do you want your dog
head.
to do?
Stay with Trip.
Okay.
I would let him be kind of in front of me to where like I can swing over him, kind of
That's
deal.
fine.
Okay.
So like, in a weird way, yeah.
Shield.
Alrighty.
Seth, do you want the flames? If it comes to it.
If it comes to it.
You know, you could do it more than once. You could do it for like a whole minute. Just so you're aware.
Oh, really burned my throat. But good to know.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see what they do.
Okay. Well, if everybody is just going to kind of like poise and be ready, there is another howl that actually kind of like comes in two phases. It's like a double howl, as it were. And then immediately upon that, let's see, 30 feet is here.
Here they come.
40 feet is there. Okay. Yep. Almost immediately after that, they burst out of the tree line and start charging towards you. As I said, these things are the size of a bear. They're considered large. if that has any relevance to any of your skills or tactics or abilities, just so you know. And these things will come charging. For the sake of argument, I'm going to say that everybody that was ahead of them in the initiative, I'm keeping the same initiative because this is kind of really all part of the same combat. So, Hex, you are ahead of them in the initiative if you wish to act. Two of them have crossed that ground. The two that were closest have crossed that ground already and are charging straight in.
Yeah, I'll take the one right ahead of me. Take a old swing a ding.
Alrighty. Yeah, you swipe at this thing. With its sheer agility, it manages to kind of like just dodge past your blade.
Okay.
Gemma.
I could just reach over Seth's arm and I cast Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
Or, well, I didn't mean to actually roll that, but sorry. I cast it on.
All right. So basically, yeah, you have imbued Seth with the ability to do so. All right, giving you a 15-foot cone of flames that does 3d6 points of damage if they don't succeed in a dexterity save. Okay. Douglas, you can get a shut off.
Yep, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna pop my hunter's mark since it lasts an hour, so I'm gonna stick it on this wolf in front.
Okay.
Pop off on him.
Oh no, Chris.
The arrow kind of like as you loose it, it kind of catches your knuckles and it ricochets straight up and kind of like fumbles loosely. Obviously, you're just trying so hard not to hit your kids.
Yeah, that's it.
That was it. However, that being said, these ones are going to get their attacks. The others just used their movement. Okay. Yeah, these things are wicked bastards.
Goodbye, whiskey.
Yeah, that
does
one.
he get to attack? Because
well, you haven't. If we're going to say that whiskey goes on your initiative, yeah, sure, he can have a he can have a chomp, a chewy chomp.
Whiskey, no.
He's got a. Okay, let me grab.
Yeah, I mean these things are bigger than whiskey. They
Yeah, of
weigh in
course.
probably by about 50 to
I know.
60 pounds.
He's gonna try his best though.
Okay.
+3 to hit. Okay. So
Damn you,
that's
Trip, for putting the dog in
attack.
front. Okay, but Whiskey will actually snap down on the foreleg of one of these big dire wolfies.
He's gonna do a 1d6 +1 to bite.
All right.
And if the target is a creature, it must succeed a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Yeah, because he drags him.
But I think doesn't that apply? Isn't there a size thing on that?
It doesn't say a size thing. That's just the stat. We use the stats for Mastiff. That's what we.
Yeah, no,
agreed
that's
on,
right.
and that's what he gets.
Well,
so
let me look. I think you could be right.
It doesn't show it on my thing.
Let's see. Nope, I will double check it. If the target is a creature, no, it does not care how big it is. That's a bit broken, but we'll go with that.
He has a 12 to AC. Come on.
Yeah, and it's only an 11 strength throw.
Yeah, that's pretty low
Yeah.
for a giant wolf.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
right. And I think that's the thing is it gets
Let
the
him
roll.
have this.
It gets the
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah,
So
it's the roll. Most things love an 11.
yeah,
or
plus three.
more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shh, everyone.
Roll one here.
Okay, here we
We
go.
have a portent.
No, it failed.
Oh!
All right.
Whiskey!
Yeah. As the wolf is lunging forward, and opens up its jaws and is ready to pounce, he kind of like dives in underneath it and catches it under the foreleg, and it just kind of like bowls over to the ground.
You gotta Cujo his ass.
Yeah. Okay, that one is counts as prone. Well done, Whiskey.
Oh,
Yay!
Well done, sir.
I love whiskey.
Turn saved.
Good job. Okay. Now it's
Hell
their
yeah.
turn.
Okay.
This one will use its movement to surprisingly get up. And is then going to snap back at Whiskey.
Oh no! Here it comes! Here it comes!
Whiskey is a level 5 rogue. It has artful dodge.
Oh my god! I wish.
It will successfully bite a 16.
Yes, that will hit.
Alrighty.
Whiskey is a
How are
7.
we supposed to win this?
We need little puppy armor for him.
Ah!
12.
Oh.
Okay, this thing kind of like gets up
Yeah.
and then to exert its dominance, kind of like dives on top of Whiskey and bites down hard and it's like and like starts to rip into
Okay,
him.
well,
Whiskey is
Whiskey
kind of like
is-
growling and snarling and biting
Oh, shoot.
back.
I was supposed to use my thing. Dang it.
And Whiskey is down as well. He's
How
not-
dare you not use your thing?
Whiskey
I have
is
cutting
down?
words. I
Okay.
forgot I have cutting words.
Yeah, Whiskey's down.
Oh,
With a big yelp.
Oh.
Alrighty.
He tried his best, everyone.
Whiskey gets death saves the same as everybody
Wait,
else.
wait. I can do it right now before it rolls its damage. Its damage is out.
And okay, then we have one.
put him in
that
front of
is
you and you don't even
leaping
protect your
at
pup?
poor little Hexalante who's in the front.
It's on
row.
a separate page from the spell.
Not
so I forgot I
Hexy.
had it.
It's okay.
Yep.
Sexy Hexy.
He was the one
Sexy.
that
Oh,
kind
Sexy Hexy.
of.
Maybe we should not call him that, considering he's like 15 years old.
He's 13.
And related to us.
Related to
We don't
not
know what
want
that
that
means
kind-
for halflings.
We're not that kind
Oh,
of
it's a
family.
miss!
It snaps
Oh,
at Hexalante,
yes!
but misses. All the others are too far away to do anything, which means it is Seth and Trip. You're up.
Okay.
Trip, you can go. You go first. You go before me.
Okay, I will use.
Then I'm going to swap you guys. I'm going to change it and put Trip above so I don't.
Yeah, his dexterity is much better than mine.
I'm going to use the spell Bane.
Ooh, okay.
I'm casting it at level 2, not level 1.
All right.
So I get to choose one more dude. So basically, the two we're fighting with,
Okay.
and then we'll just go with this guy. He looks like he can close the distance, and well, that guy missed, and he looks awfully similar to that one. I'm more worried about this guy because he killed my dog. So yeah, the two white wolves, the brown wolf. In
Hang on,
front,
so
and
which
the
one's-
black wolf nearest back.
So this one that you just pinged.
Two white, the brown,
And the two at the
black.
front.
Those guys.
Okay, I got you.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
They have to make saves, and they'll
Yup.
probably be fine. They're
Well,
really
no,
good at
because their charisma
saves.
is terrible.
Dude, I don't know. I've seen a lot of furry art, and I think wolves have good charisma saves.
No, not these wolves don't.
These
They
are
were
not
passed
furries.
over from the calendar.
Okay,
right?
the first
Yeah,
one.
these wolves don't have six-pack abs.
Yeah.
so-
The one that just attacked Octavius, that's a fail.
Ooh.
The one that attacked Whiskey,
Oh my
he
God.
Son of a-
passes.
Pretend,
Can I replace that? Or is that
You absolutely can
able
portent
to?
that to a 3. Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
I will.
then we'll count that as a 3 and he failed.
Nice.
So it's both of the ones up
Nice.
front have failed.
Woo.
Good job.
That's a
okay,
cool
this
skill.
dude
I
back
love that.
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
my God!
Wow.
And this
Rude.
dude here.
We're out of abilities.
I got -2 as well, so...
Ugh.
That one's a fail,
Okay,
okay.
so there's only 2 that have
Yucky.
succeeded. So basically,
one's
Only one.
Only one.
because you
Yeah.
let's see,
We
you had
replaced one.
yeah, because
Just
you
one.
ditched
Yeah.
that one. So yeah, it's only one. This one here that succeeded, right?
That's
Okay. So under the effects of Bane, basically, yeah, they it's D4, isn't it? Let's see.
Yep, they subtract a d4 from the attack or saving throw from now on for the next minute.
Yep.
So
All the time you keep your
Nice.
concentration going.
yeah, I
Alrighty.
can't do anything else that takes concentration. So,
So
that's
it doesn't really
given.
matter, does it? All right. In which
That is
case, then,
frustrating.
Seth, you're up, buddy.
I'm going to spend my last Moxie point to do the old 1-2,
Okay.
so I can punch 3 times to the one right in front of me that attacked my little nephew.
Okay.
I'm not going to do my breath weapon yet because they need to get closer. All I want.
You want to capitalize, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
they get bad saves too.
So first punch.
Yep, he's able to duck underneath the first one,
Second
not
punch.
under the second one.
And then the final bonus is like blah blah blah. And
Get
I
him,
say
get him,
blah,
get him.
and I only hit him once.
You only hit him once, yep.
So just block.
Flop. That's all right.
One blop.
It's a
You get
blop.
blocked.
Okay, you punched him for 10.
Good punch.
Nice.
Good soup punch.
Okay.
Could have been 28.
Start of the next turn, Hexalante.
Yeah, I'll swing it.
Oh, hang
this-
on, we didn't roll for Irina.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let
she
me.
better be helping.
She's just like sitting there like,
She's
you guys
just
are
like-
supposed to escort me to the
Yes,
place?
get me out of this one.
That
Wanna
is
work?
just a hit. That's the one that's attacking Whiskey, because that's the one that she's closest to.
All right.
For a measly
Oh,
2.
nothing.
Well, something.
Hey, that's right. And that would be... Okay. Alright, Hexy, what's your up?
Okay, now I will swing
Okay.
at the beast in front of me.
Swing at the beast.
There we go.
Oh, solid blow, sir.
And
Wow, they're
that will be
good.
my radiant damage there as well.
Okay, 16 points of damage. That definitely hurt. It felt that for sure.
Good.
It yelped as you struck it.
Yes.
Now it is Irina's turn for this round. Because she goes actually pretty quick on the initiatives. She swings again at the wolf that's attacking. This time she will miss. Gemma.
I fire a purple ball at the one attacking my brother.
Okay,
Doesn't Seth fire breath?
he does.
Nothing.
Just wondering aloud.
Yeah. Ooh.
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 14 points of magic missile. How does that one
That's a good
explode? How
roll.
does that one explode? He killed that one.
I did?
Yeah, that's enough.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah, Seth-
Yeah,
Seth
they
punched
all
it.
attack
Kill
the
zone.
chest,
Kill zone.
Kill zone.
rears back, and then falls over on its back. Oh, and then this little sad little howl. Oh.
Okay.
Sad howl.
Wow, how intense.
One
How
dead
intense.
wolf.
Don't make us feel bad for it.
I know.
It's a
Yeah,
little
like, what?
It's a little puppy.
Okay. Where are we at? Douglas and Whiskey. So you can start by giving Whiskey a death save.
Okay.
10 or higher. On a d20. Let's do it. Come on, Whiskey.
Come on, Whiskey.
Oh, nice.
Yes, that's one. That's
Oh,
one
thank
pass.
God.
Ugh.
Okay.
One pass for Whiskey.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. Okay, now it's your turn.
Okay. So I am going to. I'm going to move my hunter's mark to this white one that's up attacking Irina and
And
Trip.
Whiskey and Trip. Okay.
Yes, yeah, all of them. Hunter's mark on him and go for an attack there.
That's a hit.
Okay, and then I will.
For 9 plus the hunter's mark.
6. Okay,
For 11. Okay.
there.
And now it is the Wolf's turn.
Willip.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move these guys in.
Cool.
Wow, look at this.
Suddenly one of the wolves goes,
I feel like we're
wait,
in
I get a...
Twilight."
One of them says, I've got a strange feeling that one of them might be able to breathe fire. Everybody scatter. No. Okay, yeah, they have all used their movement to close the gap. And we have a line versus line going on.
Wow.
It is like little Twilight.
Who will
stuff right
survive? I know.
Okay, yeah.
Now. We're all facing off.
Bet you wish you were sparkly vampires now.
We're all glistening.
Okay.
Lighting's way too dark.
We'll start at the
Excellent,
top, and we're going to
Vincent.
work our way down.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you absolutely do.
Okay, yeah, Hexalante, you are on the front line.
Yep.
You're going to get a chomp at.
Okay.
It will
It's a
miss
miss.
you.
Woo!
Ha!
Also, that one
Boop its
was
nose.
Yeah. Boop.
going to also get a minus D4 on that, so he definitely is going to miss you.
Yeah, I have a newspaper in my hand, so I'm impervious to its attacks.
All right, this one, the brown one in the middle, I guess he is going to jump at Seth, because he's next in line.
On the throne.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm going to use cutting
so
words.
many 20s. Cutting
Well, that
words.
obviously hits me.
I'm going to use cutting words.
Cutting words.
Cutting words. I'm
What
gonna
is cutting
use it.
words? What does
Here
it
it
require?
comes.
Nobody knows.
Boop.
Okay, that's your class ability.
When we see makes an attack roll, ability check, whatever, I can use my
Or a
reaction
damage
to
roll,
expend.
so it's already done. So you're going to use it on the attack roll. You can use a reaction to expend one of your used bardic inspiration rolls and subtract the number rolled from the creature's roll. So yeah, it's got a 20, so you can detract from that.
Yeah. I'm gonna use it on its damage.
Okay,
Oh,
because
okay.
you've which is smart,
like-
because let's be honest, it's gonna hit anyway, right?
Yeah, it would hit either way. Well,
Well,
would
did it have the
negate,
minus,
would it negate a crit if it got the
minus 4 too? But yeah, I guess.
It's my question, yeah.
Well, what it does,
Yeah.
it detracts from the number rolled. So
Oh,
that's
so
what
it would
specifically
negate
said. So
the
it
crit.
would detract from the
Okay,
20.
yeah, then I'd
being
rather
rolled.
negate the crit, because that would be more damage reduction. I'm gonna tell him that the whole wolf thing is overdone, and
Okay.
like Twilight did it best. And he's gonna be like, "What is
Screw
that?"
you, shirtless wolf boys.
Thanks, Trip. Thank you, Trip.
Okay, roll your dice.
1d6.
Yep. I don't think it's.
As
Well,
long as
hey,
it comes down
thank
from
you,
that,
Turned it into a
yeah.
19, so it still hits, but it's no crit.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good thing I can yell at dogs.
Right. Okay.
Favorite thing to do.
Oh, I see what you did, Satch. I see what you did. Okay.
What did I do?
Yeah, I'm curious what he did.
So that doesn't
Satch
matter.
made it not a crit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I didn't quite follow the
So
damage.
you
Got
get
it, got it,
bit
got it.
for
Yeah.
10.
No, I get bit for 2, Gore.
Okay. Yeah, because you absorb take off your temporary hit points.
I did.
Okay. Here's the next one. Which is also going to attack you.
Shit. So quiet.
Here's another one.
Shit.
Does this one have the minus 4 though?
Don't worry, this one's gonna fail. Don't worry.
No, he does not have the minus
no,
4.
I gave both the white wolves minus 4 to hit.
Oh,
that's
my
it.
god.
he
Doesn't
didn't
matter.
fail.
We need Seth alive.
Yeah, no, that hits too.
Yeah, that's a hit.
What am I doing? There we go.
Done.
For
Not
shit.
done.
13 points of damage.
Okay, I do have a feature
Okay.
which just makes me take somewhat less damage. It's called Bloodied but Unbowed. When I take damage that reduces to half my maximum hit points, which it did, you could use your reaction to gain temporary hit points back equal to your pugilis level plus your constitution modifier.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Super Saiyan move right there.
So I
Nice.
regain 6.
Yeah, you're like, oh!
I'm just
You
like,
hit me so
and
hard.
then I get a little bit bolstered again because that definitely took me below half my max.
Okay.
Alright.
That's
Alrighty.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Nice
a nice
one.
ability. Good deal.
Yeah.
All
What
right.
a weird, cool class.
One
Yeah.
of them attacks
Interesting
Irina,
stuff.
and that would miss. However,
Oh.
I haven't had to do this because the others have all hit. Direwolves get pack tactics. If they have another direwolf within 5 feet of them, they get
Aw.
advantage on their attacks.
Come on.
Unfortunately, their kill zone kind of works almost better than y'all's does.
Come on.
Damn it.
So, he gets to make another roll, and he will hit Irina this time.
You said they were large.
Come on.
They
I'm
are
gonna say-
considered large, yeah.
Would they all be able to fit in that line? With the
Um,
large characters?
Yeah, I mean they're large height wise, but they're wolves. They're fairly skinny. I mean they are all pretty much butted up there, but
keep them.
It's gonna
Yeah,
play
keep
to
it
our
there.
advantage in a second. Yeah.
Yeah, keep it there.
Irina gets hit for 11.
Oof.
And the last one that is on the bottom here, Whiskey is already on the ground, so he is going to attempt to kind of bite over top of him to get to Trip. And I think that'll hit.
Yeah, it's a hit. That's Where do I death saves?
I don't think so on the first one. 11.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
basically.
Okay.
I'm bloodied. Is that still a thing?
Sure. It is Trip's turn, however. What do you want to
Do
do,
you
Trip?
need some pie?
I was hoping that the distance of the dog would allow me to not have to like disengage to like get over here.
Well, he's
But
kind of on
seeing
the
as-
ground, and this thing being large can kind of stand like over top of him. So
Yeah, I guess I'll invoke an attack of opportunity to heal my uncle. Because I need to heal my uncle.
okay.
Can't you just like reach over? I mean,
No,
really-
I guess not because Irina's there and like I don't.
Oh, okay, I see.
Can
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I reach him?
Tell her to duck.
Like,
Just
Can you do a chain- a
Smack
chain
my
deal?
ass, you know. Just. No, I guess I'm a little too far.
if I, like,
well,
lean
here,
and swipe?
I will do this. I will say this.
I mean, I'd reach behind.
You
you.
can reach
Yeah, you
him
can
without
reach.
moving more than 5 feet away,
Okay.
which means you can technically not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Because that only works if you move more than distance. So,
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a shift.
yeah, you just kind of like
Nice.
lean over
Good
and
word.
touch Seth.
Okay. And then I'm gonna poke Seth. I'm gonna poke Seth and I'm gonna lean over, reach out and touch. Seth on the arm. Tell him he's
Someone
doing
photoshopped
good.
the like God.
Yeah, the
Please. I need
Cast
that.
on him
Junk.
a little bit of healing charm.
We're idiots.
Here it comes. Yeah, you got kind of like mauled from what I could tell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
drop
two
another.
large wolves like leapt up at him and just started like chowing down on him. I mean, and when they leap up, they're easily as tall as he is.
They were
this-
very nice to me. That's true.
This will be at higher.
These are like Rottweilers the size of Great Danes.
This is plus another D8. Thank
Oh,
God
I
for
was,
that.
I was gonna say this.
This is the story of a dice.
Oh, man.
Okay, so
you get-
9
you get
hit points
9
returned.
hit points.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know that's like
It's
A hit.
something.
I'm good, man. You know.
Yeah,
Uh,
back up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a real.
Seth.
I'm going to breathe that fire.
Yeah.
'Cause
Not that
they
you
were
haven't
all
been waiting
lined up.
for that.
Fire!
Also, one of them has -4 on their save.
Yep, that's this
Nice.
tough one
So
here.
it's 3d6 and a 15-foot cone. So you tell. I mean, I'm doing it right in front of you.
You could hit all 4 of them. You could hit all 4 of them that are directly in front of you.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna turn and just hit that one. That kills me. You know,
Screw you.
just totally waste it. All right, so. All right.
it will do 10 points of damage.
Sorry.
And they have a dex save, and it needs to be a 14, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So this is the one that has the minus.
Yep.
So he'd be at a -2.
Boy.
Okay. Fail, you miserable punk.
Oh.
Still takes half, though, right?
Yeah, it's still half.
So he takes 5.
Don't change.
Just keep this going.
He takes good very amount of damage.
The wolves carry good berries on them.
The next one will. Oh, for fuck's sake.
my
Okay,
God.
5.
Lord, for fuck's sake, man.
You know, if we go back to the good berries being stone fruit, dogs can't eat stone fruit.
Third ones.
There
Good
you
berries
go.
are made of chocolate. He
One.
fails, so he takes 10.
Hey, he takes
Yes,
all 10.
eat it.
And then the last
Eat
one.
it.
Just eat it.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know, but it's great.
It's so fun. Oh my
Oh.
lord.
Ah!
Gore, stop rolling so well, please.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Okay, I have the same crappy dice you do.
Not sorry at all.
All right, top of the morning
Okay.
to you, Hexalante. What you
Oh,
want?
please.
I'm swinging.
Okay,
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do against these types of animals.
these are not.
so
Your... Oh, but you
yeah.
can stab them pretty damn hard. That helps.
yes, I can. Plus my D4. Okay,
Okay. So that will be 10.
10.
The fire damage he should have taken.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
So rude.
Yes, that's it.
I didn't
That's
mean
it,
it like, is
that's
that all
all.
you got? I mean... All right.
He did.
Irina will stab at one of the wolves.
There we go.
Okay.
One damage.
Stop it, Shane.
Better.
She'll hit that front one for 6.
Ooh.
Down to... Okay. Gemma, what you got, Gem?
I got to use my best attacks, which is I'm going to attack the one that Octavius is fighting with purple ball. Or 3 of them. 4 of them, whichever it is.
That's a damage of 10. Which one is
3.
that? The one that
The one that Octavius is fighting.
Okay. For 10. That's a 10. No, wrong one.
What, 25 or something so far?
That one is almost dead now. Very close. It looks very, very weak and feeble. Douglas.
Okay.
Blow it over.
I was just going to ask you which one looks like it's.
Well, first, let's get a death save for whiskey.
Oh no, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Come on,
Come on,
you passed one.
It's very sad.
The odds are now in your favor. Come on, whiskey! Yay! 2
Yay,
passes.
okay.
Yay, my strong
Whiskey
boy.
will be fine.
Yeah,
Strong little boy.
he's just
Okay.
chilling.
Okay.
Okay, then which one is the hurtiest one that I can see?
The one that's right here, that's leaping
Just
up and
like-
down, trying to kill Hexalante.
Okay, then I am going to pop
Oh,
my hunter's
actually,
mark.
no. I take that back. He is actually dead because I forgot to
Oh,
put
Hooray!
the fire damage on him.
So when I went,
Yay!
knocked him
Not
over.
chump change after all, huh?
Ah.
Yeah.
So let me
yay!
Hooray.
push this one back and equal death on him.
Slightest wind.
So other than that, the one over here, this is most hurt,
Okay,
and the
perfect.
3 in the middle are the least hurt.
Okay, so that's my question because I had popped my hunter's mark on that one prior,
Yes.
so I had already used my my bonus action on that.
Yep.
So what I want to do this time
Mhm.
is activate my other bonus action because I don't need to use it to move it,
Yep.
and I'm gonna pop Slayer's Prey on it,
Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
which is
what's
gonna
that?
be another D6.
Increase the harm you inflict. So yeah,
Ooh.
Okay,
extra
so I get
D6
2
damage. So you'll
Yeah.
have
Cool.
2d6 if you tag him.
Okay, so please, for the love of God, let me hit this wolf.
Let me hit this fool.
Oh, no!
No.
No! Christy!
Sorry, ma'am. That's a miss.
Oh no.
I'm so angry.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
It's because you begged.
I know, I shouldn't have begged. I was asking for it.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
Then
Wait.
everybody. What? What do you think? I want to know what you think you can do here.
I was just making sure it was if I hit the attack, not if I just make a weapon attack. Just the semantics, the
yeah,
actual
yeah.
grammar of the. Yeah, never mind. Okay, that's fine. I'll just pout. Don't
You
mind
hit
me.
it no matter what.
Don't mind me.
your shot becomes incredible and
Yeah.
cannot miss. Alrighty. Starting at the top then with wolves.
Yep.
Mr. Hexalante.
Yeah,
You're still looking pretty good.
that's a miss, baby.
All right. Sethimus.
Yeah,
Grey Wolf.
yeah. Does it get the -4?
I
Which
don't
the
think.
two
that
gray
one
Wait,
ones?
no,
does
the
not
white one. That one
have the
was.
minus.
That's the one I want.
Actually, that one did have the -4. It did.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
then
one I-
please roll it and
So,
roll the 4.
Is
'Cause
it
then it'll
-4
miss.
or is it minus D4?
It's a 1d4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's minus
Come on,
D4.
4.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well,
What's your AC, Douglas?
So let's take this off.
You mean
Take
Seth.
2 is a 16.
No, it's
Or
still
Seth, what's your
Yeah, it's-
AC?
It's 15.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's a glass cannon, man.
Well, Hey,
Well,
do
not
the
even a
cannon. Do the cannon part, dude.
That's right.
He refused.
It's
For
just
9
glass.
damage, so
That's
you're
okay.
still
I mean,
up.
That's what I healed you.
Well, it's also major. I had temp HP too. So
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay, the next one will go to Irina. We'll miss Irina.
Nice.
Oh, she has armor.
And, yeah, imagine that. And the last
Smart.
one for Trip. Come on, miss.
You got little bitch teeth.
Sorry.
Dang it.
Oh, Tripsicle.
I'm
He's
gonna
got his puppy
insult his.
teeth
I'm gonna
still.
insult his little bitch teeth.
Little puppy teeth.
That's
Little
only
bitch
9.
teeth.
I was gonna insult it. It's cutting words. as a
9
reaction.
damage, but it is now
I
Trip
was gonna
and
cut
Seth.
it. Can
Yep.
I have cut the words with that one? Because I wanted
Can you
to.
cut some words?
That's what I was saying. Bitch teeth.
Are you still up?
I mean, yeah.
Then yeah.
But I was before it. I was gonna cut words as a reaction to his attack. When
Oh,
damage.
yes. If you have a reaction to spend, of course you can.
Okay. Just want to be clear because
Do it.
sometimes I feel like I'm breaking the rules for no reason. Okay, so I only take less. I take a little less of that. Okay.
Okay, so you're taking
5.
4 off of that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, you can do that.
Nice.
So I'm not dead.
You'll bite like a little girl.
Hopefully.
Okay, that's all their
Yeah.
attacks. So if you're still alive, then you're still alive.
For now.
Okay.
But it is now. That was your reaction. So what do you want to do with your
that's my
action?
turn. Okay. I've been looking at the spell I cast and how it's not doing much. It's making me a little sad that it's not doing as much as I would like it to do. Instead, I am going to now cast Fairy Fire over the crowd of remaining wolves.
Okay.
Smart. Smart.
Which basically means
will
they
drop the
glow up like
concentration.
Christmas trees. So any attacks against them have advantage.
They're gonna glow violet so that it can go along with the glowing blue balls. Maybe spark some inspiration there.
There you go.
But yeah, basically, they are easier to shoot now.
Okay. Seth,
Do my Bernie
breather
burn.
of fire.
Let's hope I roll better than I've
You
been
can still
rolling.
get the 3 in front of you
Getting the 3 in front of me.
for
That's a
11.
little
Slightly
bit
better.
better.
That's a little
See
better.
how Gore
Let's see how Gore.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Okay,
That's
top one. Yep, he's taking the 11.
Okay.
Good start.
This guy has a minus, right?
Yep, he's at -2. That's enough to pass, so he still takes rounded up 6. And the last one. He's going to take the 11.
All right.
All right.
Okay, that was a bit better.
Yay.
And we are back to Hexalante.
Did Jane go?
She
Yeah.
goes after you.
Don't
you
I
not-
start the round?
Yeah,
You start the round. It goes you, Irina. Did you not go this turn, Jane?
I did. I
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think you did. Okay, I apologize.
All right, so yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
up.
keep. Yep.
Good job, guys. Keep that up. We'll get him
Okay.
one time.
Keep swinging here.
Epic
With
battle
advantage.
going on here.
Advantage. So let me roll that one more time.
You know what? It's 26, but you can always get a
So
natural
go for
20,
20,
right?
yeah.
So,
Yep. So it should be 9 piercing because I shouldn't have rolled the damage twice.
Yeah, but that's fine. So it's 9.
So 9
piercing,
and then 2
add
more.
2, so 11.
Yep.
Damn.
Alrighty,
Okay.
and that's
Get 'em,
the
get 'em,
top
get 'em.
one here. So nice hit. Yeah, he definitely looks badly hurt.
Yes.
Irina, she will lunge in at her wolf, trying desperately to keep it. Actually, she's attacking probably the one that's going for Seth. I mean, not Seth. The one that's going for Trip, the bottom one. Seeing as that it is most definitely injured. However, that's not going to help her. Gemma.
Wow. I guess I'll use it again. I use my last magic missile on the top one.
Alrighty.
And
That one's almost
blast
dead,
away. Oh, is it?
Yeah, you can parse those out though, like if you
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah, but you.
Oh, I forgot I can do that.
Yeah, you,
Well, you can still
you
say.
can split your dice. I mean, you've got 3 missiles, right? So
Yeah, what did I roll? 3, 3, 2.
So it's 4, 4, 3. I mean, if you split them 3 each, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how
Well, I
much
mean,
the
how
top
would you
one
like to-
has. Yeah.
I don't either. It's a risk.
So it's up to you.
Two
But
to the
he looked pretty bloody though. He said.
Yeah, 2 to the top one and the last to the next
Okay,
one.
so the
gray
first
one.
2 would have been 4, 4 would have been 8.
With 10 total. Because the plus 3, it's plus 1 for each one.
Right, but we're only taking the first 2.
Yeah, so you get
So
plus
it's
2
3
from
plus 1 is 4. 3 plus 1 is 4, so that's 8, right?
Yeah.
For the first 2
Yeah.
missiles.
Yeah.
Math, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I tuned out. What?
Don't.
that. I heard numbers
Why would
and
you
went
tune
to
back
it.
in when you hear
My
math?
fault.
It is
But I
still
thought you
just.
were done.
Unfortunately, it is still just alive.
Oh,
Damn it.
come on!
That's
And
alright,
then
I'll be
the
fine.
other 3 goes to the other one.
Okay.
We'll get it. It's all right.
Darn it.
That's okay. Douglas,
Yes.
what you got? What you
Okay.
gonna do?
I'm still gonna try to get that one over there without moving my hunter's mark, so I can get both.
Okay,
So here we
You
go.
can do it.
get him.
Bottom wolf.
Oy.
Just enough, like on the number.
Oh, are you kidding me?
14 is the AC, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
thank
Oh,
God.
thank God. Okay, so here's
And
mine.
you will kill that one.
Nice.
Well done.
Do I get my damage? Or I don't
Yeah,
get it?
roll your damage.
Still wants it.
The 9 was enough, but
Yeah, we'll just say it was max damage the rest of the way.
Yeah, it was the extra
Yeah.
damage. Good job.
Christy, just roll 2d6 and be happy. You know? Like. And
there you
Yeah,
go.
there it
You
is.
totally,
Yeah.
you totally blew him away.
Wow.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Alrighty,
Well, there's that.
it's Woof time. All right, Hexy.
Oh, I gotta.
Yep.
Sorry, I have to roll my last.
Oh, yeah, your last save. Come on. 10 her over.
Save.
10 her over.
Man,
And
killed it.
That's
oh,
not
I'm
right.
sorry. What did I?
That's a crit fail.
Sorry, that doesn't count.
no,
Oh, wait, no,
D,
you
a
gotta
D20 roll,
roll D20.
please.
I
Yeah,
know it
she
was on the
messed
D6 already from
Oh my
before. Sorry.
God.
Death saves are on a D6 is pretty rough.
Yay!
Okay, 3
Yay!
straight passes. So
I
he
love
is
the
stabilized.
strategy of letting the dog survive on his own terms.
That's right.
He lives, he
Epic.
lives.
Yeah, we're big Darwin fans here.
Yes, absolutely.
Now that we know he's strong, though, he's worth
Okay.
protecting. So.
yes.
Yes. Maybe
All right.
don't throw him right
Octavius,
Yes.
your wolf.
I'm on 6 HP. I'm gonna put him ahead of me next time.
Oh,
too.
that
Oh.
finally hits.
Finally
I'm
actually
fine. I'm
gotcha.
fine. It was just one.
Okay.
I'm good. That's the first time I've taken a
bites
hit.
you for 4.
I'm good, guys. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't get cocky.
Okay,
Seth?
Han.
Yeah.
Han and Shrek wear the same clothes.
Yes, they do.
Why are you doing this to
Will
me?
you,
Oh no.
will you stop hitting me, please, Gore?
No, sorry.
I think he's
it's a thing.
stupid.
For 9 total.
All right, I'm still up, guys.
Oh
Still
boy.
Like
Okay.
barely.
It was small.
Scary.
Barely.
Irina.
Oh
Ow.
no.
Oh, I'm gonna make fun of his bite. I'm gonna tell him he's got a little dumb, stupid baby
Okay.
mouth. And cut-
Baby
So that would
one
hit
if I
for
can.
11,
Baby
but
mouth.
your
I'm
reaction.
just gonna take that off it.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Ooh,
makes it only 5 then.
Nice.
Stupid little baby bitch
That's
mouth.
good.
Stupid.
Baby
Well,
bitch
you
mouth.
guys are all still
Baby
here. You're
bitch
still
mouth.
hanging on by a thread.
Only like 10 wolves waiting to attack.
Trip.
I know.
Bring them.
They're glowing. They're
Yep.
it's a great day. The sun is shining. It's we
It's a
we did
beautiful
agree on
morning.
Natasha's ruling that we can give inspiration to damage dice. So I'm just gonna be like, we might have to include some sort of volcanic activity to what you're doing. This is great. Keep it up. And I'm giving him a bardic inspiration on that.
You know, you okay? Because I already had bardic inspiration.
Oh, you did already. You just haven't used
I
it.
just haven't used it because
Oh,
I've been
then
breathing.
I can't give it to you. Never mind.
Oh, hang-
I didn't know I could add it to my
Remember-
damage.
Yeah,
That's-
you can add it to your damage.
I didn't because you chose
That is known now.
It's
Yes.
known now.
You can.
Which it's
Because it's
good
the
we know.
optional rule from Tasha's Cauldron.
Right.
There's a good way to make it so it's useful on magic users. Otherwise, it's completely pointless.
Yes, that's basically it.
And
It's a good little balancer.
Well,
in
okay.
that case,
Cool.
yeah, I'm just gonna keep insulting the one that's attacking Irina. Actually, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, little bitch, baby mouth can't even do anything, nothing, no good, no how. You stupid little idiot, doggy.
Okay.
And he's gonna get one of these. I love being mean to dogs. Hopefully, it gives him disadvantage. In English human words, dogs don't know what you're saying.
They can feel it though.
Yeah, but
And
like the emotions behind it are like.
that's the spell thing. You didn't actually. You hit the description, not the cast.
Oh shoot, it's rolling out. Well, the only difference is 1d4. So.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
And the save is.
My 14.
Yep.
Wisdom.
Yup. And wisdom is one in there, so
Very
fail. Yes,
Ooh.
failed.
Wow.
Nice. I
Nice.
has disadvantage and he feels 3 points dumber.
Which one is that?
The one that was attacking Irina Dutton. I
Okay.
feel like it has the
Um,
most to gain by being alive right now.
alrighty. And he now has disadvantage, which is good because it kind of cancels out his advantage. Okay then, it is Seth. You still got flames.
I'm going to flame, and I'm going to use my bardic inspiration for the damage.
Okay.
So it's 4d6 instead of 3d6, right?
Yeah.
And breathe on these 3 little bastards. And I'm
For
glad
12.
I did, because that damage would have been as pathetic as always.
Really, yeah.
14 saving.
Okie dokie. Let's see how they do on the saves then. Alright, top one. That's a pass, so he still takes 6. He is dead.
Nice.
He only had 2 hit points left anyway. So, yep, 1 down.
Killed him.
Ah. Get over here. Magic for the win. Okay, next one! He is going to fail, so he is taking 12.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, he looks really rough. And then the last
Was that a dog?
one,
Was that a dog joke?
yeah, really rough. And he fails, so he will take
Okay.
12. So yeah. Good deal.
Lucky to roll.
Right, it is about now
Stupid.
that
Oh.
I wish this thing would roll without me having to do this. It's weird how this works. Hold on, let me do this. Let me zoom out some. Okay. Stepping out from behind the trees further back here is one that is considerably larger, considerably blacker, has a bigger, thicker mane, and way more kind of spikes and spines that come up. You can kind of see it like looking at you with an almost bizarre level of intelligence as it's weighing up the situation. You kind of get the feeling that that thing has been monitoring this entire fight this entire time, trying to work out whether or not his tactics are working, whether or not you're winning, whether they're winning. Needless to say, that's all he's going to be doing. Yep, Hexalante, your turn.
Yeah. I'm going to attack
Okay.
with advantage. The fairy fire.
Oh
yeah!
Yay!
Natural 20!
Yes, we're gonna double that dice as well.
Nice.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Isn't it? It's 2d4, right?
Yeah, you roll it again.
Oh, right. It's just okay. Yeah.
Yep. So you've done
Choo.
8, 9, 10.
There we go.
So good.
13,
Nice.
14, 15,
Even
16,
better.
18, 19 points of
Wow.
damage. Oh,
This
he
little
is
stab.
so dead, sir.
Squelch.
Woo.
Yep, this one is annihilated by your attack.
Cut off his snout.
Oh
Oh my god.
Okay, good job, man.
my!
God, like, hey, don't be mean to dogs
Call
in
PETA.
English, a language they
Like
don't
imagine
understand.
what it would look like with have it cut off. It's just a couple teeth in the front, you know, and it's just like
Oh, I don't like it at all.
Tommy, go
But
Jane,
I'm
cover
the bad
Tommy's
man.
ears.
Okay,
Yeah.
Irina lunges forward but misses. Gemma.
I used my light crossbow and attacked this black one to the left.
You
You
plug
get
it
advantage.
for 7. You have advantage on it, so you can roll again. That way, if you can get a natural 20.
Hit
hit that
attack here.
20. Damn.
Nope. Okay, still did 7. Okay, it's definitely wounded. Still alive though.
Ah.
Douglas.
Yes. I
What you want
attack
to do?
it.
Okay.
I'm gonna move my hunter's mark, of course.
Okay.
That.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice. You have advantage too if you want to roll again.
Ooh, do
Try
I?
to get those 20s.
But the 10 will, 10 will
sorry,
stick.
I'm gonna-
Get the 20s.
There it is! That's why we do it!
And that's why we roll
Who didn't believe in us?
Dude, you can have so many
Did
dice to
Irina
give away.
roll with advantage?
And then also 2d6,
she-
right? Hunter's mark.
Ooh, she
Did
Yeah.
not
Yeah, 'cause I
roll with
crit.
advantage.
Hey,
And
chat.
It actually doesn't matter because
It's so weird.
You
Who's
just
rolled the 20s tonight, chat?
totally butchered that thing.
Huh.
Perfect
But
shot.
I'm still gonna.
Okay.
One extra arrow or two. Just.
Been half.
It is now the
he
wolves'
knows.
turn. They're all dead except for this big alpha wolf back here, which is something very weird. It kind of like looks at you all and goes, nods, and then it turns around and slinks back into the woods under cover of trees.
We've earned its respect.
I was just gonna say that. Damn it.
proves.
I was gonna say it like that. Like I think we earned its respect. That, kids, is how you assert your dominance.
Drinks on me. it said.
Okay, you are all. Whiskey is whimpering, laying on the
Yeah,
floor.
I'm rushing to Whiskey's aid here.
A Flunty.
Okay, Irina is already kind of bent over. He's making a medicine check. Or 14. Okay, yeah, she's already kind of like taking care of some of the wounds on your dog.
Oh, okay, great.
But
While
she doesn't
she's
have-
doing that, I'm gonna pat her on the back and cast a healing spell on her because, like, she totally kind of almost saved my ass if she actually hit the thing, and then my dad had to do it. So feels kind of like when you have to ask your parents for money. Dad, can you shoot this thing to death? Please?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop another heal on her because she got bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's pretty rough. Alright, healed her for 9. Cool.
It should be noted that Trip is not looking well.
Yeah.
Trip is looking rather mauled, and he's still kind of thinking of things to say to the now dead wolves. Just like, kind of like clutching like a wound and just going like, dumb, stupid.
Can I do a medicine check on Trip?
You can.
Is that a thing?
Well, it
I don't have proficiency. I just
well,
wanna
but somebody
tend to my
does.
boy.
So, I mean, medicine. All medicine is going to do is basically stabilize
Yeah.
a dying companion. He's not dying, so
Oh, okay. So it's not going to do anything.
No.
Okay. Then I'll just tend to you in a non-helpful way.
Yeah, like you're just like
Pat him on the
down
back.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything
get
everything
better.
together?
can I loosen up your
okay?
shoulders? You feel tight. You feel really tight.
Okay.
And to him.
Yep.
Little-
I mean, you know, Irina wasn't sure of the state of the dog, so she was trying to medicine him
Yeah.
anyway. Unbeknown to her, he passed his 3 saves, but hey, she didn't know that. Okay. You are surrounded by the big pile of slaughtered direwolves. Pretty much, like I say, a huge a wall of dead bodies all across the pathway. Noticing the state of everybody, Irina looks at you and she says, "The Vistani camp of Madame Eva is not too far from here. If we make haste down this road and turn right through the woods and up the hill, I believe we can make the camp before nightfall."
Let's
Okay.
do that.
Or
Yeah,
you can
everybody-
say, "Nah, let's just camp here and get attacked again."
Yeah. No, I think
no.
we'll agree to that and kind
Yes.
of all hoist each other up, whoever needs it. And
Was that sword of the guy bone guy had cool? Like it was intimidating, right?
Kind of like
Hey, you know.
broken and tarnished, right? I mean,
I guess so.
Oh yeah, he was. It's pretty much, especially after it was destroyed.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Everything just
magically
kind of like
bound, yeah.
collapsed round and down. But you guys made it to across the bridge, and that is a great place for us to wrap things up tonight.
Yeah, but here. Just give that a measure. Ah, dagnabbit. Well, time for a beer. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, hello there. It's me, Christy, your D&D dad. I'm here to do all the things that a good D&D dad should do. Like mow the lawn, fix some shit, drink a beer, and of course, roll lots of 20s. And if you like all this, can you pan?
Oh, sorry, Dad. Sorry. Yeah, you look good. Yeah.
You should check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Christastics. And if you like D&D content, check out my podcast, New Crits on the Block. Anyway, I love you, my children.
If you're seeing this, that means that I'm back to playing Mondays on How Reroll. My handle is Satchmo on all platforms, and if you follow me, then maybe I can...
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
Nothing. Hi, is this my local zoologist? Yes, I'll hold. Hi, local zoologist. Yes, my name is Jane Ivana, and I'm looking for a snake that has a stinger. Yes. I'll hold. You don't have any? Alright, well, if you could look into it, you can contact me on Twitter at Jane on Twitch, that's with a 0. Anytime. Yeah, or you could catch me on my Twitch streams. I stream like once a week on twitch.tv/JaneIvana. Alright, I'll hold. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, local zoologist.
Hey everyone, it's the Snuggler. This year, Jane asked us to go quick on our outros, so I promise I'll go as fast as possible. You're just gonna put all my information on text on the screen, aren't you? Son of a...
Hey, twitch.tv/Shagget here, and I'm trapped in Barovia. I'm hiding in a dingy basement with some art, the art dingy basement, nothing like what you usually see on my webcam when I do streams on How We Roll. And I'm not hiding from Strahd. Believe it or not, he's a pushy Dracula knockoff. He doesn't scare me. I'm not afraid of him. I'm actually hiding from Gorebad, my dungeon master. He's out to kill me. I think finally surviving in 10 campaigns in Arconis throughout his stories, he snapped because of it. And because of that, he's out to really kill me this time. Contact me at @neb_convos on Twitter, please. Your support will help keep me alive, keep me on the run, keep my hope alive. I really need to see what happens to Radovan, Emlyn, and Alekma, and all my other characters that I've played. I really need to see what happens to them. I'm very curious. Oh shit, I messed up. I really messed up. I think he heard me. He's coming. See ya!
Hi there, I'm Gorebad, and thank you for watching How We Roll. If you'd like to keep up with us when we're not live on Twitch, you can check out our other forms of social media. Follow us on Twitter, @HowWeRoll. You can also follow our Facebook page. You can find the website at www.howweroll.com, and you can also find us on YouTube at, you've guessed it, How We Roll, for an absolute ton of additional content. Also, you can follow the dmblog.com for some DM tips, world building guides, and all things D&D related. Cheers, guys. That was a long walk. Okay, they said Shagget was somewhere here, and the door to where he's hiding was a blue door. So we gotta find a blue door, blue door, blue door, blue door. You're mine now, Shagget.